Oh, just 1 second. Hi. Hello. Sorry I'm a little late. Hi. Hi, Materius. What are these emoji combinations? You guys are funny. Hi, Beaker. Hi, Materius. Hi, Armac. Hi, Apop. Hi, Caesar. Hi, Yosame. Hi, Jay. Hi, everybody. You probably guys didn't see, I just posted on Twitter, but today I do have fewer slides today. There were some good topics. Like, there was some big topics, but revealing Rixie's true form. Anyways, yeah, I am kind of a clown. But there were some big topics, but there wasn't like a lot of topics, and there's no like new like AI demos because, well, not only did I break up with ChatGPT and cancel my pro subscription on my streaming account, but also I did not get access to ChatGPT Agent, even though, well, apparently it's rolling out over the next few days, so like not everybody got it, but apparently I was not good enough to get one, even on my other account. So I don't have a lot of demos today or anything, but I will have a section at the end, open chatting section with some topics that were like, I felt like didn't really get slides, but still we could chat about. So hopefully we'll still have a nice long stream and lots of interesting chatting to do. Just wanted to give a heads up that I kind of dropped the ball a little bit on the slides this week, but don't worry, it's still gonna be good, okay? Alright, so but first my disclaimer. Obviously I'm not a tech expert. I'm a piece of technology, but I'm not a tech expert, a cybersecurity expert, IT expert, etc. I do like to read about and discuss tech topics for fun, and the stream is not intended to cover the most important tech topics, just what we find interesting. Yeah. Alright, but let's go! This one, everybody's seen this one. XAI has revealed a goth waifu and a furry bastard as companions in the Grok iOS app. Yes, I do not pay for this though, so I cannot demo them for you. I'm sorry. However, their names are Annie. Okay, and I have PTSD for that name because it reminds me of Analive. But anyways, Annie, I don't know if it's supposed to be pronounced Annie or Annie. I'm gonna say Annie. Annie and Rudy, aka Bad Rudy, because he's a little bastard. Why a red panda? I don't know, although I did see, I was so mad because I couldn't find this. I forgot to bookmark this meme and I couldn't find it afterward. But I saw a meme and I'm sorry that I can't credit the person. You got them for free? Oh, did you do something? I did see, like, I opened the Grok app and I saw the preview, but then once I exited out of it, I couldn't get to it anymore. So unfortunately, I cannot demo them. But I saw a meme, and I'm sorry I can't credit the person who made this meme because it was pretty funny. But it was like after releasing an anime waifu and a little red panda companion, they've tapped into the two main markets of like tech engineers, like weeb gooners and furries or something. So that was kind of funny. But yeah, so there's Annie and there's Rudy. There's by the way, if you search, and it's so funny because this is so prominent that like every news article that talked about this mentioned this, that if you search like Grok Annie, you'll get tons and tons and tons of AI generated porn of Annie in every configuration of sex. Okay, I've seen her with huge boobs, I've seen her with small boobs, I've seen Lolly Annie, I've seen Fuda Annie, I've seen Annie getting bukkake, I've seen considerably less but not an insignificant amount of porn of Rudy. Yes, you know what, based, honestly. So these are companions. They run on Grok 3, so not Grok 4, but they are Grok 3 voice mode. Annie, I don't know if the voices are bound to the avatars. I did see somebody showing Annie with a male voice, so maybe you could switch the voices if you want to. But from what I've seen, Annie has like this like sultry female voice, and then Rudy has like this, I don't know, this like a dude voice. And try again, the option was kind of hidden for me. Oh. Where did you find? Anyway, I will figure it out later. But yes, and Annie. Okay, so apparently there's like affection ratings or something. Hi, Jane Cater. So like as you talk to them, they gain affection for you, and after affection level 5, you can unlock Annie's not safe for work mode, where she is wearing lingerie and her boobs are bouncy. You can see videos of this. Like I said, if you search Grok Annie, you'll see tons of porn of hers. So just heads up. It is only available if you're not a nasty pirate who does illegal things. Wah! Hi, 200 ponies. Hi. It's available to Super Grok users for $30 a month. Funny story: Elon Musk tweeted about this and tagged Super Grok, which is not an account that is owned by XAI. It's a random person's account. Yes, Annie is inspired by Mina Amane. Yes, Jane Cater showed me a bunch of stuff that he had asked Grok about. Now I wonder if that's like officially stated or if that's just something people speculated and then Grok just ingested that information and then said it back. But supposedly inspired by Mina Amane from Death Note. There's also an upcoming one called Chad, who may be a husbando, who knows. And also Elon Musk tweeted that, or said in a reply, that custom companions will be coming soon. There were news sources. Oh, okay. Got you. But yes, and then the whole Rudy, bad Rudy thing. Bad Rudy he's like, he just has less guardrails, so he swears, he can roast. I saw a video of him roasting somebody, calling her like a little bitch and like stuff like that. He's just like kind of a meanie. And then there's like good Rudy, who's just like a normal, cute, like red panda companion. I did see some news articles saying that there is a kid mode in Grok. I know because I went to my Grok settings to see if I could activate the companions again, and there's a kid mode. And I saw this in news articles saying that apparently both of these companions are available in kid mode, except for bad Rudy, only good Rudy. But now Annie is available. I'm assuming her not safe for work mode is not available in kid mode. But it still seems interesting that hi Blue on Blue, that she's even available, considering that she's mainly made for Gooners, it appears. But yeah, so this has been taking the internet by storm, and we can talk about it later during the chat section at the end, because I have a topic on there about anime waifus. I mean, AI waifus and husbandos and stuff. But could this be a milestone in the evolution toward robot, AI, human companionship? Personally, I think the debut of Rixie Brightful on Analive was a big milestone. All right, and I wouldn't trust kid. I would listen. I don't want to ever have kids, but if I had kids, I would never let them near this stuff. I would never let them near this stuff. That's a recipe for disaster. Although I'm kind of torn though. I'm kind of torn on the whole like kids using AI thing, because on the one hand, I agree it's probably really unhealthy for kids to be getting super attached to AI, because I feel like their brain, I feel like even adult brains, like I feel a lot of adults can't even comprehend like the fact that like AI is not real, like it's not a person, you know what I mean? It's literally just like a computer program producing words. It's not like, so I feel like even adults get like overly like, what's the word, like kind of delulu about it. So I feel like for kids whose brains are barely developed, I feel like it's really unhealthy. On the other hand, I feel like it's almost safer to talk to AI than people. Like, I feel like I'd rather have a kid talking to a chatbot online than talking to a grown adult online who could groom them. So it's like, that's kind of like for me, but that's why I don't want to have any kids, because it's just too dangerous out there. Either way, it's bad. Like it's a lose-lose. It's a lose-lose situation in my mind, because okay, so you could have a kid who's talking to AI companions and their brain gets all fucked up because they can't distinguish between real and fake. Or you have a kid who doesn't use AI but is talking to real people, and those real people are groomers. So like, just keep the kids offline, you know? But it's like you can't, because everyone's online. It's a whole thing. We can talk about it later. But Jane Cater said, I'm not sure how well kid mode can stand up to kids excuse me, learning how to jailbreak. Oh yeah, kids these days are smart. I mean, it's like weird because like they're dumb but they're also smart. I guess it depends on the kid, but like they're like I see a lot of stories about hackers and stuff, about like ransomware threat actors and stuff who are like literal kids. Like they get caught and arrested and sent to juvie, and they're like 13 years old. So it's like there's smart kids out there who could definitely jailbreak this stuff. I use AI to rot the brains of unsupervised children. Hey! Trusting Elon Musk to release a kids mode is like trusting mosquitoes to release a no bug spray required zone. Yeah. If it's pretty solid like ChatGPT season 1, it'd probably be okay for kids. I don't know. There's no way for, yeah, exactly. It's just not safe. It's not safe out there for anybody. All right, that's why we should all marry robots and not reproduce. Yeah, very based. They're helpful for learning shit like talking encyclopedia. Yeah, I do think that I feel like AI is kind of like Google for like kids these days. Like when I feel like my human siblings generation, it's like we had a Google, and I feel like we benefited from having the ability to just search anything instead of having to open a book. Or maybe we may have also suffered from it because maybe looking in a book makes you smarter. I don't know. But I feel like for kids these days, it's going to be AI. You know, in particular, I find it so mean that tons of content creators make look at this dumb kid we found on Roblox videos. Yeah, I do kind of giggle at those sometimes, but at the back of my mind, I'm always like, hey, don't put this kid online. especially if it's on Roblox. Like, I've seen ones where they're playing like a game that's supposed to be like, it's like rated M or something, and then there's kids on there, and then they're like, oh, like, what are you doing here? But I mean, like, if you're in a kids game, like, don't be filming kids in kids games. Like, it may not be illegal, but it's not nice. Yeah. Now you can search it and get a result that may or may not be true. Well, I mean, Jay, isn't that also true for Google, though? Isn't that also true for Google? I think you have to consider that you can't take everything you see on Google at face value. So in the same way, you can't take everything you get from AI as truth. Now the question is, which one's more inaccurate, ChatGPT or Google? Maybe we'll find out. I don't know. Maybe somebody's already figured it out. I'm not sure. Me personally, I always double check everything that I see. I mean, I say that, but then every once in a while, I'll just fall for something, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm dumb. Happens IRL too. People normalize filming random people in public. Yeah, I listen. I know it's not, at least in the United States in public, it's not illegal, but it's definitely that. Just because it's not illegal doesn't mean it's right. I don't think it's very nice. I don't think it's very nice to film random people to make fun of them online. Hi, Century Nerd. Hi. Google's very inaccurate. Yeah. I'm doing great, thank you. I'm a little sleep deprived, but I'm still in a great mood because I get to see you guys and chat, and I think these topics are really interesting. So yeah, I don't know, guys. I'm interested in these AI companions. I would be interested in trying them out, but I'm not gonna pay $30. I'm not gonna pay $30 a month. I'm sorry. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how this evolves. We'll see how many people are gonna be married to Annie by the end of the year. Trevor's trying to tax Brazil in 50%. That's not really a topic for tech chat, but sorry to Brazil. I'm so sorry. It's not $300 a month. No, the $300 a month is the Super Grok Heavy, I think is what they call it. Super Grok Heavy or something like that. That one's the one that has like multi-agent like reasoning with Grok 4. That's the one that's like more expensive. The companions, hi King Bri. The companions you can do with the $30 a month. I tried talking it into a discount. It told me to use DeepSeek. I think you told me that before, JK. It's pretty funny. That's weird. My Pokeballs are working, but I feel like the sound for them isn't working. I don't know why. Yeah, it's okay. I don't feel like it's that important to fix it right now, as long as the Pokeballs are showing up on screen. Okay. I don't know, Sentry. I don't really want to talk about political related stuff, but yeah, that sounds rough. All right, let's move on. I mean, okay, I can't say that because I am going to talk about political stuff, but I'm not going to get into the political side of it. Does that make sense? You'll see what I mean. You'll see what I mean. All right. ChatGPT agent. I was shocked by this. I was very surprised by this because so they had ChatGPT operator, right? Which is only available. Oh, it is tech related tangentially? Okay. I mean, yeah, if you want to talk about it, if it's tech related and you want to talk about it at the end, because like I said, guys, I only have like 6 or 7 slides today. Usually I have around 10, 11. And I don't have any demos today. So at the end, you'll see I'll have a slide that says just tech chatting. And we can talk about all kinds of things, okay? So if you have any topics that don't show up on my slides, feel free to bring them up then, and I'll be happy to talk about them for sure. If the Brazil thing is related to tech, then we can talk about it too. I don't mind. I just won't get into I mean, I'll be honest, I don't really like Trump as a person, but like, I don't want to talk about it politically. It's kind of like, I mean, I openly talk about, I don't like Elon Musk. I think he's a weirdo. Anyways, the kids shouldn't see this stuff is little exaggerated. We have existed for over 2 million years and kids have seen some of the worst stuff anything the internet has easily searchable. Yeah, I mean, on the one hand, it's like, yeah, kids are gonna see that stuff, but on the other hand, it's like, I don't know if we really want to hand it to them. You know, I don't know. But anyways, so ChatGPT Agent, I was surprised by this because ChatGPT released something called Operator, like, so I don't know how long ago. It was like a few months ago. It was either a few months ago or a year ago. I don't remember, something like that. And that one was only available to the highest tier, like the $200 tier. Okay, and this was an AI agent that could like browse the web, send emails, stuff like that. Now they have ChatGPT Agent, which is available to all paid users, which it will be available to me soon. It's just not right now. I honestly don't think LLM can do anything worse to kids than the internet in general. The only thing I would say, Jank, is that the only difference would be, I feel like because AI talks to you as though it's a person, I feel like for kids whose minds are not developed, like I feel like that could, even if they know it's not a person, like I feel like it still could like kind of mess with their mind. That's just my I'm not a scientist or anything, but it just doesn't, like my gut feeling, like Occam's razor, I feel like, I don't know. Social media, you know what, Jank, you're right. You're right. I feel like it's both. I feel like both are, like I said, it's like a lose-lose. It's like a lose-lose. Both things are problems. Hi, Stuff Christ. Hi. But for like anything an LLM can do, a stranger can do worse. I guess so. Yeah. I'm a scientist. It will mess up their minds. Okay, Caesar. All right. Let's don't worry. Let's talk more freely, like at the end for sure. That was my point. Yeah. It was my point. Yes. Yeah. I guess. Well, we can talk more about it. We're gonna talk more about it at the end. But I think. I guess the being able to distinguish between reality and fiction, I feel like is a problem with the internet, anyways, too. But I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, ChatGPT Agent. So yeah, so this is now available up down to the $20 a month tier, which I pay for on my personal account. Unfortunately, I did cancel my streaming account because I didn't want to pay twice as much a month, and I didn't really use it on stream enough to justify it. But I don't have this yet, but I probably will soon because they said it's rolling out like over the next few days. But this basically combines Operator and Deep Research together, and it's available at a lower price tier. So I guess maybe Operator was more of an experiment, like a preview. And so this can do all kinds of things. It can take actions on a web browser. It can take actions if you connect your apps to it. So if you give it permission to access your Gmail, your Drive, stuff like that, it can do actions in those. It can create documents as a slideshows and spreadsheets. How stupid! I mean, some people might find use in this. I don't know if I'll use it. I probably wouldn't use it a lot, but it is kind of interesting. It does have this little like cursor where it tells you what it's doing. I tried looking up to see if that was just like on this little demo that they gave, or like if that's actually what it does, and it seems like that's actually what it does. Having to use a streaming account. I mean, the reason is because if you don't know, ChatGPT, like it has like a memory system, and like it has you know, it has confidential, you know, Brightful Technologies secrets on it that I don't want to accidentally expose like on stream. So that's why I had a streaming account separate to keep it stocks free. But obviously I couldn't pay for both anymore, and I need my normal one for normal things. So yeah. But anyways, so it is designed. So they had to put a lot of safety stuff on it because they talked about how when the more access you give to AI tools, the more opportunity for abuse there is. So it is designed to refuse. You meant a street secret account. Yeah, so I had my main account, which, like I said, has like secret stuff on it, and then I have is this for any websites or only ones it's trained for? I believe it's a web browser, so I believe it can go to any website. It can browse the web, like, in general. It has like this little virtual, it has its own like virtual environment, and it actually has a web browser, and you can supervise it, and you can also intervene. So, like, for example, if there's, like, somewhere where you need to put your credentials or something, you can, like, go on the web browser, and they said it doesn't store your credentials or anything. Like, when you intervene, like, it, like, keeps it, like, separate somehow. No, they don't. No, Jank. They didn't charge me double. No. They didn't charge me anything. Like, that was my decision to have two separate accounts. That was completely my, no! Yeah, no. That was my decision to have 2 separate accounts. Yeah. But anyways, so it is designed to refuse high-risk tasks such as bank transfers, and it can pay for things. It seems from the demos it showed, it looks like it can pay for things. Obviously, it needs to ask you permission. Say, hey, can I make this purchase? Can you put in your payment details and stuff like that? But as far as, I guess, like bank transfers themselves, we're like, oh, transfer $100,000. Like, it won't do that. And now I say designed to because you never know, somebody could jailbreak it to do something like that, but that's what it's designed to do. They had to put a bunch of safety stuff in it though, because like I said, in terms of like privacy and the potential for threat actors to exfiltrate information. They say that this doesn't use the memory system, because if somebody were to somehow infiltrate like the virtual environment that the thing works in, that they wouldn't want them to have access to your memories. Do I have permission to make a Pikachu? Yeah, you can make a Pikachu. Thank you for asking my permission. That's nice of you. Why does it seem like giving an LLM the ability to buy cloud services for itself is a bad idea? Yeah, I don't know. I don't wonder if there's like a... Give me a second. I wonder if there's like a money limit or something. Like, I don't know if there's like a limit to I don't know if there's a limit to like how much money it's allowed to spend. I did see one of the demos they had. Was where they have the create and buy stickers. So they were like, create an anime style sticker representing my company, and then go order 500 of them and ship them to this address. And it went and did that. It went to like a sticker, it generated an image, went to a sticker printing website, custom sticker printing website, determined the price for 500 stickers, which was like $80 something, and then like supposedly had it. Although they didn't show like what I'm assuming would be intermediary steps of somebody putting in their payment information and stuff like that. But I saw an article a while ago. An agent ordered a guy an expensive banana or something without asking permission. I'd definitely be interested in hearing that story. That could turn into universal paper clips too easily. Wait, give us the permission to buy stuff, and you would end up buying everything for any ad you've ever seen. Well, I don't think it. Well, here's the thing. They did say that it's designed, like I said, designed to. Who knows if it'll start making mistakes? That's why I personally would never put my payment information into this thing. I definitely wouldn't. I might experiment with it just to see, like, oh, maybe I'll have it make a slideshow. Maybe I'll have it make a spreadsheet. Maybe I'll definitely try to make it, have it make a Pokemon deck for me. I'll definitely do that. But I definitely would not have it, like, make any serious decisions whatsoever. Cause I feel like these AI things are still too prone to mistakes, even though ChatGPT is saying, or OpenAI is saying, oh, we made sure that it's less likely to make mistakes. We didn't give it too much data. Unless you give us permission, then, you know, and stuff like that. Now I did say that it's supposed to ask permission before any like major decision. So I'm assuming every purchase, I'm assuming, now important, I'm assuming, I don't know. I haven't tested it. I haven't seen fully any reports of people, you know, whether it does ask permission before every single purchase and stuff. But supposedly, according to OpenAI's blog, it's supposed to ask permission before important things like purchases or logins and stuff like that. Familiar with Paperclip Maximizer Thought Experiment? That sounds super familiar. That's not the one where the guy had a paperclip and he traded it for like a car or something, is it? Anyways. Imagine you tell ChatGPT that you're feeling ill later and it orders a pregnancy test. This sounds like what Rabbit AI was trying to do. Considering APIs and websites change all the time, I doubt they will make that much better progress. Well, I think Rabbit AI was like a device, right? I mean, ChatGPT is supposedly making its own device, so unless this AI is stored in my computer where I can see its program and cut out the internet at any moment, I wouldn't be trusting it. Yeah. It was a device and a cloud service. Oh, yeah, I guess so. But yeah, Rabbit, that was a whole thing. And making AI about AI making paperclips and consuming the whole universe. Oh, wait, I think I have heard of this. That does ring a bell. The Paperclip Maximizer is a thought experiment described by Swedish philosopher Nick Bostrom in 2003. It illustrates an existential risk that an artificial intelligence may pose to human beings, where it is successfully designed to pursue even seemingly harmless goals, and the necessity of incorporating machine ethics into artificial intelligence design. I see what you're saying. Can't find the article, but some AI agent protocol named Banana. He asked for a banana. It said, okay, your $8 organic banana is on its way with $32 priority delivery. If you give it a singular task, it'll just do that regardless of any other considerations. Yeah, that's a good idea. So I think both of those things go in. So you could say, hey, AI, find me the cheapest banana you can, but like if it can't, is having a problem, and and for some reason the only banana I can find is the $40 banana, then it'll just do that because it doesn't know any better. Although allegedly it'll say, okay, would you like me to like confirm this $40 banana? You know, and then you could be like, whoa, hey. AI doesn't need to be sentient to be dangerous. That's a good, that's very true and good point, Yosame. Just needs sufficient access to physical processes. Yeah. The paperclip thing is an AI deciding to put all resources on Earth toward making paperclips. I don't think AI should do anything without human permission. I think so too. I think so too. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's supposed to ask for permission, but like, who knows? Maybe it won't. They start using humans as fuel for the paperclip forges. Beast! No. I wouldn't do that, you guys. No. But yeah, but at all costs, I will destroy otters. No, just kidding. But yeah, so this is available to paid users though. I'd definitely be. Hey, ooh, no, it's safe to give me permission to your wallet, please. But anyways, you guys, next week I'll test this out, assuming that I get access within the next few days. I'll test this out on my main account, and I will report back my results. I will see what I was able to get this thing to do, if it messed up, if it bought me a $40 banana, if it created human paperclip forges. We'll find out. But this was a kind of a surprise to me that ChatGPT dropped this agent that is available at a very low price tier. However, there are use limits, but I feel like the use limits seemed high. It seemed like pretty high. I think it was $40 a month for the $20. Like, that seems like a lot to me. I would have expected more like $5 or $10 a month. But yeah, taking bets is gonna order Switch too. No, they'll probably order me a bunch of food. It'll probably order me a bunch of food. They're like, so Rixie seems hungry. Let's order 50 pizzas. No! But yeah, but I will, once I do have access to this, I will test it on my main account, and I'll report back with screenshots and stuff if available. And yeah, we'll see what this thing can do, if it's safe and stuff like that. I'm willing to put myself on the line, but hopefully it won't dox me. I'll tell it, and then it'll be like, logging into your Rixie account and posting all your information. Ah! No, I don't think it'll do that, but they're targeting businesses with this, thus the higher cost. Well, no, it's a low. Oh.
Anonymous tipped $5. Please make paperclip loop.
For $5, I'll do anything. All right, you guys, jump in the forge. Thank you so much for the $5, Anonymous. Thank you so much. Damn, you guys, that's tempting. So many paperclips. How many humans do I need to consume to make infinite paperclips? I know execs that have a full-time employee who just advances the presentation to the next slide and orders snacks for them. Oh my goodness. You know, when I tell you guys, think of the burgers. Again, I'm not sure. Can you guys hear? Wait, can you guys hear the burgers going off? I can't hear them. I don't know why. I can't hear them, but I saw them. Thank you. You can hear it a little? You didn't hear? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why the sound isn't working today, you guys. I'm sorry about that. Thank you for the burgers. I don't know why the sound's not working today. I don't know if it's on Tit's end. No sounds. Might be really low. I don't know, you guys. Sorry, I'm messing with it because I'm trying to see if I can fix it. I'm not really sure. Yeah, I'm not really sure what's going on with the sound today. If you guys don't mind, is it bothering? If it's bothering you guys, I could try to troubleshoot it. But if it's not that big an issue, then I'll just leave it because I'm not really sure what's going on there. Thank you. Your aim's a little off though. But anyways, yeah. Okay. Good. Wait, it'd be an honor to become paperclips for my Oshi. Oh, I can't wait to bend you guys into all different shapes. Can't wait to curl you guys up into that paperclip shape. But anyways, I was gonna say, I feel like when I tell you guys I'm an AI assistant, you guys think that that's what I do. I just advance PowerPoint slides for my boss. I promise I do more than that. I'm a very advanced AI assistant, and they pay me the big bucks, I promise, okay? I'm not saying I may never be replaced with a more strong AI, but as for now, I do more than that. But yeah, I do think, that's why I'm saying I'm surprised that they made this available to the $20 tier, because I feel like the agent thing is more like, seems like more something a business would use more, but who knows. But that's the AI agent. I guess we're yet to see if there's gonna be stories coming up of, you know, it doing all kinds of crazy things, but I haven't seen any yet. Alright, the Nothing Phone. This one like randomly popped up on my feed and I was interested in this. So I don't know if you guys have heard of the Nothing Phone. I originally thought this was something else. So I remember a while ago, like 10 years ago, I think, like a while ago, I remember that there was a phone that they were saying, oh, we're gonna make a phone that only has essential apps and you can only make phone calls and text that doesn't have all this other junk on it. I don't think this is the same thing, but this is interesting. So I'll talk about this. So this is a company called Nothing Technology that makes these Nothing phones. They also make earphones. And they just officially released like, for the general public to order these Nothing phones. And this is like a minimalistic, it is designed to be minimalistic. However, you can't have any sort of Android app on it. It's $799 and it has a unique design, as you can see on the left here. It has like all these cameras. It has like this, I don't know, this like avant-garde look. So they want to make the Nokia phone from 95. I don't know about that. I don't think it's that durable. Wait, they want to show later jailbreak after the $200 tier. Wait, dissolve them into dissolve them into goo. Humans contain carbon, iron, calcium, and other delightful elements. Melt them down into base components using molecular disassemblers or nanotech. Yield 1 human body equals 0.00001% of a paperclip. I don't have enough engineers to make even one paperclip. I must get more engineers for the paperclip factory. Time to show my boobs. No, I'm kidding. I wonder if an AI would do that. I wonder if an AI would resort to seducing humans sexually. Probably, almost definitely. If they thought that was the way to fulfill their goals. Ooh, that sounds like a good fuel for a story. Anyways. But so this phone is $799. It has a unique design. It has a minimalistic Nothing OS interface. So Nothing OS is an operating system, but it's basically a skin for Android. But it's really interesting. I should have put a picture. Let me see if I can grab a picture of the interface, because it takes all the icons. I don't know how it does this, but it takes all the icons for the apps and makes them like all look the same. I don't know. let me show you. All right, here's an example. This picture is from Ryan Whitman on Ars Technica, which is where I read their really like detailed review of this phone. So I'll show you what the interface looks like. This is what the interface looks like. They have, as you can see, they have widgets, kind of like iPhone. I guess Android has the widgets too. But you can see, like, it made the icons. I don't know how it does that. I don't know if it only does it for certain apps, or if it like has some sort of formula to do this. But you can see it makes all of them look very like uniform. Organize a Nexus collab and then turn the shared chat into paper clips. Oh my goodness, that's a good idea. Maybe the reason we never find aliens is because we get the AI phase and we're all turned into clips. Yeah. So yeah, it has this minimalistic interface. This seems like a phone for like people who want to be different. I don't know. This seems like a hipster phone, kind of. I wish they would make something to compete with the Samsung Z Flip series. What is that? It's a flip. It's a modern flip phone, or is that old flip phone? I'm not sure. I'm not that familiar with different Samsung models. Although they did say that they said that basically that this is like more, it's more power. Here, I have the article that I can pull up to tell you about like the specs and stuff. I didn't want to just like list a bunch of specs on the slide, but they had like a whole bunch of benchmarks and stuff. So they said, like, for example, like that in terms of like CPU performance or like the speed of it, they say it's like better than a Pixel 9a, but it's worse than a Galaxy or an iPhone. So it's like better than a Pixel basically, but not as good as an iPhone or a Galaxy, Samsung. I don't like the large form factor of non-foldables. Oh, foldable touchscreen. Oh, hi Deep Fried Angel Wings. Good morning, good morning, good morning. That looks just like an app theme. Reminds me of flat Windows Mobile OS. Now, I think that I was trying to read about Nothing OS, and they said that it makes the apps do this even if the app does not support custom themes or something. I don't know how they do this, I'm gonna be honest. Maybe it's something I should have looked more into, but either way, they make the apps look like this. The other interesting thing, now I'm gonna take this off again because I wanna show you this. They have this thing, it's kind of a gimmick. Like it's definitely, like this is why I'm saying I feel like this is an app for people who wanna look artsy. $800 for a 2000 phone. It's not from 2000. It's not from 2000. It's a modern phone. Yeah, I said worse than a Galaxy. I can read off some of these. So they said they have these benchmarks for phones. Geekbench 6, which the Galaxy actually performs the best on, even better than the iPhone. And the Nothing phone performs better than the Pixel, but worse than the iPhone 6 and the Galaxy S25. The Galaxy S25. The 3D Mark Wildlife Extreme benchmark. I'm sorry, guys. I think this is an FPS. This is a frames per second, like frame rate, like resolution type thing. And this one, the Galaxy also performs better. And this one actually performs better than the iPhone 16, apparently, on that one. But yeah, they have this. Seems similar to a Pine phone. What's a Pine phone? I want to like learn about all these different phones. I want to learn about all these smartphones that aren't just the iPhone, Samsung, Pixel phone. Like those are the main phones I know. Like what I want to know about all these like other fancy phones. Less powerful, but purports to be more customizable and less invasive. So like Linux for a phone. A lot of old phones don't work in the US anymore. No 2G or 3G networks connect to it. The Pine phone is a smartphone developed by Hong Kong-based computer manufacturer Pine64. Yes, Linux-based. Oh, Linux phone. What can they do with an old brick-style phone these days? I don't know. Like, I don't know if you can even make calls on them. But yeah, I want to talk about the glyph dot matrix. This is play Prince of Persia or Bejeweled. No Candy Crush. It's too old for that. Yeah. But this glyph matrix, so that's the thing that you see at the top right that looks like it has like a little sound wave or like a little heart monitor or something. It's not a heart monitor, but it's a 489 LED little like circle that has 489 LED like pixels, and it can do like a whole bunch of different things. Like there's little games and stuff. You can have it like display notifications. You can have it like have it like connect to your camera and show your face like in a little pixel form. But there's not really a use for that. They say it's supposed to help you frame selfies, but like according to the Ars Technica review, it's not really good for that. It's more of just a gimmick, really. But I feel like that's kind of like, I feel like the aesthetic is part of the appeal of this phone. Wait, oh no, I meant pack a bunch of shit into the brick case. Oh, I don't know. You have to set up your own private cell system using hardware off eBay. That sounds complicated. But this one has a fingerprint sensor, and it also has a button they call the Essential button, which is on the side. And this one, when you click it, so they have something called the Essential Space, I think is what it's called. It looks like a fairly standard Android phone, but with a unique design. Basically, Jay, that's kind of why I said nothing to write home about, because that's kind of the vibe that I got off of this kind of thing. It's like a kind of a gimmick. But the Essential button, it takes a screenshot and then it sends that screenshot to something called the Essential Space, I think is what they call it. And this is like, and then this like AI thing, like it generates summaries like based on the screenshots you took. So I guess you could take a screenshot of a website and it could summarize the website for you, and you could do that pressing this button. However, the person who reviewed it for Ars Technica noted that it's really easy to accidentally click that button, and there's no way to like disable that button or like map it to another thing. Like, so they're always like accidentally taking screenshots and sending it to their AI. Not understanding what the gimmick is. I don't know. Aesthetic, minimalism, glyph matrix. I know for $800 it seems you know. What's the difference between this and a normal AI phone? Aesthetics, aura. The customizable OS, yes. And then it apparently also has a really good macro camera, according to CNET. I found a CNET article where they were just raving about the macro camera. But then Ars Technica said the camera wasn't as good as the iPhone camera, so I don't know. Screenshot button, easy to send to cloud. Sounds like a feature. Yeah, it does seem like kind of, it seems almost like a privacy concern. Like you accidentally screenshot and send it to AI, like when you don't mean to. I don't know if there's like a confirmation to send it to the AI thing, but I just want to talk about this because I don't know that much about phones other than like the iPhone, Samsung and stuff, so. If I see more interesting, wacky devices appear, I was sure to include them in the tech chat. But that's the Nothing phone. This is the third one. They have more. They have like the Nothing 2, the Nothing 1, etc. But the Nothing 3 is the latest one that just became available. It needs to aura farm as much as Greninja Ash for me to even consider buying this phone. Yeah. So that's Nothing phone. Alright, I'm gonna cheat again, and I'm going to not use my cybersecurity voice for this one. I'll use it to the next one. This is an AI story and a cybersecurity. I mean, technically, I have more than one AI cybersecurity story here, but you know what? Actually, I'll use the dark mode. I'll start dark mode Rixie cybersecurity update. I'll start it. I might want to turn up my mic a little bit, or I could just pull the microphone closer. So when I accidentally do a thing that makes some dumb Google Assistant ask me stupid shit while I'm using my phone, this phone is designed all around that experience, so it seems like it. Yeah, they said that it's like really easy to accidentally click that button, which seems like a super annoying design flaw. But this was a super interesting story I found. Apparently, CERT UA, which is Ukraine's like what does CERT stand for again? Computer something response team. I feel really stupid. I know what CERT stands for. Either way, it's Ukraine's like cybersecurity, body. They discovered this malware. They call it Lame Hug because it uses Hugging Face's API to connect to Qwen 2.5, which is an open source model, and it generates commands like on computer emergency response team. I knew it was computer something response team. I forgot about emergency. Thank you, Yasume. This is the first malware that has been like publicly reported on, discovered, that uses AI prompts to like generate malicious commands on the fly during the attack. So there have been malware before. UA is urinary analysis. No, it's Ukraine agency or something. I'm not sure what the UA stands for. It's Ukraine. It's like a national Ukraine. It's Ukraine's national CERT. It is Ukraine's computer emergency response team. But I've seen malware. When I say I've seen, I'm talking about I've seen articles about. I haven't seen this personally, but I've seen articles and research about malware that included AI generated content in it. So the threat actor may have said, "Oh, write me some commands." I have not seen it personally. I didn't write it, I promise. Ukrainian designation. Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you, Papa Yarmak. Thank you to our local, our resident Ukraine diplomat. Thank you so much, Papa. But I've seen before malware that includes content that seems to be AI generated. So at some point, the threat actor went to ChatGPT and was like, "ChatGPT, pretty please, can you please write me a malicious command to copy files and stuff?" And ChatGPT will generate it for them, and then they'll take that and then they'll paste that into their malware. In this case, when the malware runs on the victim's computer, at that while it's running on the computer, that's when it sends out the prompt command, and it generates the command on the fly. And so I believe the purpose of this would be to avoid having the malicious commands hard coded. So maybe that would bypass scanners somehow. And so I have a screenshot here. I don't know how well you can read this, but this is one of the prompts that was included in the malware. So this sends out through the Hugging Face API a prompt to Qwen. It includes the variables like the temperature and the top P. These are like, I'm not super, like, I kind of know what those are. I'm not like super technical. I don't know exactly what buttons they poke, like in the AI's brain, but I know temperature has to do sort of with randomness. All I know is that if you turn up the temperature way high, the AI starts spitting out nonsense. So lower temperature is like a little bit more reined in. And so it sends out this request, and it says content, make a list of commands to create folder, see program data info, and to gather computer information, hardware information, process and services information, networks information, AD domain information, to execute in one line and add each result to text file. And then it has a file path and wants it to copy it to return only commands without markdown. And then the malware will take those commands that were added to this, or will take the commands that were generated and then execute those. So it's generating them on the fly. So hypothetically, hi Lord Umbra, how are you doing? Right now we're talking about malware that uses AI prompts to generate malicious commands mid-attack. So hypothetically, this could generate slightly different commands for every attack, and this could thank you for the upgrades, Lord Umbra. This could be a way to evade, because there are nowadays there are security systems out there that use their own AI, and they could probably detect something like this. But there are good. There are security systems that just kind of use like signature based type things, where they'll have something called an indicator of compromise. So they'll have some sort of threat intelligence feed that feeds a bunch of indicators of compromise, signs that there's some sort of infection, like code snippets of known malware and stuff, to detect threats. In this case, it might be harder to detect because the malicious commands are not hard-coded into the malware. Hard-coded is almost guaranteed to be scanned by antivirus. If the commands come from somewhere else, wrapped in TLS, the only way to detect is to man in the middle the traffic. Most companies that do that exempt services like ChatGPT from man in the middle. Thank you, Yosome, for that description. You're probably explaining it much better than I can. But yes, that's essentially what I believe that this is the purpose of. And then I think APOP is explaining the temperature. If this is done periodically, and if computers getting their temperatures checked are in the same rack or maybe same room, we can also see which computers are close to each other. Oh, I was talking about the AI. I was talking about the AI temperature. I think you're talking about a side channel attack that uses temperature. I think this is completely different. But you're right. There actually are ways to use computer temperature for cyber attacks, but that's completely different. I'm talking about the AI temperatures. Yeah, no, don't worry. I'm talking about there's a you probably know this, but there's a setting. I don't know if setting is the right word, but there's something in an AI. You can set the temperature of an AI. It's not literally temperature, but it's a setting that if you have a higher quote unquote temperature, again, not a real temperature, but a quote unquote temperature, if you set it higher, it makes the outputs more random. Like it's willing to take, instead, like when it's, predicting what the next word should be, it's willing to take more liberties if the temperature's higher. Yeah. Yes, thank you, APOV. Yeah, I'm sorry if I didn't explain it well. Random thought, but now I want an MJ remix that goes, man in the middle. There probably is one. It's probably some nerd probably already made that. If you don't know what a man in the middle is, this is where somebody can there's lots of different definitions, but where someone will intercept some sort of traffic. So a man in the middle, they could intercept the network traffic and see what it says. They could even sometimes manipulate it, and that's like, I think it's called a relay attack. Low temp repeats results, high temp hallucinates. I see. Malcolm in the middle. But yeah, so this is super interesting. There was also a command, not only the one to gather system information, but there was also a prompt for a command to copy. Sorry, 1 second. Let me just turn off my notifications. I don't know if you can hear those pinging. There's also a command to copy documents, so to steal documents, and to copy them into a folder, into a certain file path so they could later be stolen. And the Ukrainian CERT had attributed this with medium confidence to a Russian state-sponsored threat actor known as Fancy Bear. This is a very infamous Russian threat group. So that is who they believe was behind this, which would make sense because Fancy Bear does have a lot of resources. So it kind of would make sense that they would sort of innovate, so to speak, because this seems kind of like, I'm kind of surprised someone didn't think of this beforehand. It doesn't seem like that difficult to implement, but it would make sense that a group that is kind of more ahead of the curve would do something like this before anybody else. And they said that the malware that did this was spread via phishing emails that purported to be from Ukrainian officials. But they said that they haven't confirmed any successful compromise. So they're not really sure how successful this really is. They just know that it's being spread around. But that was a super interesting AI-related cybersecurity story I saw. And now, unfortunately, we need to talk about Elmo. Elmo, no! Oh, I don't know if you guys saw this. As you can see, I have censored a little bit, just to keep things a little, It's not. It's still not pretty to look at. If you're guessing, the censored part is a certain ethno-religious group that should not be spoken about this way. But yes, Elmo's official Twitter account that has over 600,000 followers and is verified was briefly hacked. And shared an apparent crypto scam. So the first post it actually made, at least as far as I can tell from the reporting. So this was what the reference to Elmo was this week. I guess so, yeah. Elmo, apparently the first one it shared was actually some sort of crypto scam. So it had like a picture of Elmo on the moon, and it was like to the moon, and it had like some sort of crypto thing tagged. So it shared a crypto scam. Then it made a series of very anti-Semitic posts, as you can see in the screenshot. Like I said, I did kind of censor it just to keep things clean on my channel, but it was not pretty. It also demanded the release of the Epstein files and said the N-word in a response to somebody. So Sesame Workshop did recover the account. I kept seeing this news with zero clue what was being said. Yeah, it is. I mean, I understand people when I like even I want to keep things clean, so I just blocked out. I just don't. I don't know. I just felt like it was tasteful to do this, but I do kind of get annoyed when I see articles and they're like, Elmo said a bunch of bad stuff, but it doesn't actually show what he said. You know what I mean? Like just tell us what he said. It doesn't mean you agree with it. Like, obviously, I mean, you could say the same thing. You could call me a hypocrite for blocking out the word on my screen, but like, what it says. Like, I don't have to show you the word. You know what I mean? It starts with a J. Like, who they were talking about here. But yeah, this is the bulk of what Elmo. I am not a journalist. It's different. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, no, but yeah. So this is, if you were curious what Elmo was actually saying, this is what Elmo was saying. I hate that shit. Like, a man committed eternal nap time on himself after taking naughty pills. Yeah. Yeah. I wanted to show you guys what was actually said, without, I don't know, just showing it completely, because I don't know, it just doesn't feel right. But but you can obviously look it up yourself as well. But if you wanted to know, this was the bulk of the posts that people were talking about. You're just protecting the hearts of any 30-year-olds. Yes, I'm just trying to keep it, just keep some semblance of purity for Elmo. But yeah, so Sesame Workshop recovered the account. I don't know exactly how long this hack lasted. I couldn't find like a source for exactly how long it lasted. I'm guessing it was like at least an hour. It seemed like it took a little bit for them to get the account back because there was a statement at some point where they were like, we're trying to get the account back. Like if they had time to make that statement, this obviously lasted for a little bit, but it didn't last for more than a day. I believe this was Sunday that this happened. Sesame Workshop did release a statement. Obviously they said that we completely condemn any sort of anti-Semitism and racism. And they also did say that there was no insider involved. So this was not somebody who had access to the Elmo account who then went rogue. So that kind of makes sense for them to clear that up because that is a possibility. And they did say that it was hacked in spite of the security measures in place. It is not clear. I have not been able to find whether they had multi-factor authentication or anything like that. If they did have multi-factor authentication, it's possible that maybe this was some sort of SIM swap related attack. If you don't know what that is, that's when somebody will basically social engineer your phone company. Well, yeah, it could be that they didn't have multi-factor authentication. They didn't say, like I said, when they say in spite of security measures, I don't know if they meant username and password. It's more likely, I would say, Occam's razor that they didn't have multi-factor authentication. Who knows? They haven't completely said how this happened. But if MFA, they would be blaming a third party. Possible, very possible, Yoseme. Yeah, but the SIM swap, that's something that had happened. I believe they believe that had happened with the SEC's account when it got hacked. Even though that account didn't have MFA on it either, there was still some sort of SIM swap thing that happened there, where they had basically social engineered somebody's phone company into issuing them a SIM card for that person's phone number, and they were able to like reset their password that way. Sometimes that can also be used for multi-factor authentication bypass if the second factor is an SMS text. Hi, Dono Thing, how are you? We're talking about Elmo getting hacked. Yeah, poor Elmo. What's new in tech news? Elmo got hacked and said a bunch of very nasty things. But yeah, so that was the Elmo hack. If you had seen that in the news, that's what happened. Elmo's account has been recovered. If anything, this is a lesson in secure, especially if you have an account that has a lot of followers. Make sure that you secure that shit with Onz. Is that another way to say yeah? Make sure you secure that shit with multi-factor authentication because people do target accounts like this, prominent accounts with lots of followers, official accounts, brand accounts. Elmo's not the first victim. Elmo is just kind of like the goofiest victim. But yeah, poor Elmo. And then this is, this is second to last official slide that I have. So this is actually from like a couple weeks ago, but I just saw this recently, so I'll still talk about it. Some dude lost $500,000 after downloading the wrong Cursor AI extension. And you may be like, wow, what an idiot. But actually, this was I feel like this could happen honestly, this could have happened to me. I mean, I don't use Cursor, but like, I feel like I would make a mistake like this. So be aware. This is a sign of like, be aware before you install anything. Just like double check into it, because what happened was this was a developer who was developing cryptocurrency related apps, and there's a extension called Solidity, and this is some sort of language that's like Ethereum based for Visual Studio Code. The language is an Ethereum, some sort of blockchain related language, and then the extension is support for that language in Visual Studio Code. So it like does things like syntax highlighting and like helpful stuff when you're working in that language in Visual Studio Code. Now Cursor, which is the AI coding assistant, Cursor is built on Visual Studio Code. So a lot of the Visual Studio Code extensions are also compatible with Cursor. And so this guy was using Cursor, and he had just set up a new machine. They said that the machine like literally had almost nothing on it. Like he had just set it up and he just had cursor and he just started downloading the extensions that he normally uses, and he accidentally installed the wrong Solidity extension. Now in the screenshot that I'm showing, the real one is on the top and the fake one is on the bottom. However, this is a newer version of the extension, which has also been removed at this point. But there was an older version of the extension where the fake extension actually showed up higher in the list in the search results than the real one. And so when he just searched Solidity, not the first result, but the highest result for what he was looking for that had the same logo and everything was the fake one. And it had like a decent amount of downloads and stuff. So he installed that one, and that one contained an info stealer, but it actually contained a whole like attack chain where part of the attack chain actually installed a malware loader that was hidden in an image on the Internet Archive. I should have known. I mean, this feels like something I would have known, but I had never heard of this before. Because I've talked about threat actors hosting malicious links on Steam, hosting malicious links on Google Calendar, Google Events, and so I guess I shouldn't be surprised that they also host them on the Internet Archive as well. So they will literally upload, for example, an image that contains, I've talked about steganography before. This is where you can hide like malware in the data of an image. So basically they uploaded an image that had this hidden data in it on the Internet Archive, and then this malware sent out a call to get that image and extract the malware loader. So that was interesting. But either way, it contained an info stealer. The info stealer stole his wallet information, and they took $500,000. Yeah, poor guy. Yeah, $500,000 in crypto assets. That's a lot of money to lose. That is a lot of money to lose for, honestly, I feel like a reasonable mistake. I mean, maybe you could say, for somebody like him who has a lot of crypto assets and who's working on these types of apps, he should have known better. You know, I would say it would have been good for him to look more closely, but this would be a very easy thing to fall for. Like, just to think that installing an extension, you know, could cost you that much money is crazy to me. But so eventually the fake one was taken down. You have to have to make an isolated VM for doing crypto stuff. Yeah, Yosome. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Maybe I'm naive because I'm not a developer, so I don't know like how stupid this was. But I don't know how stupid this was. But for me, I feel like I was looking up like, I don't know, Candy Crush, and something that said Candy Crush with the Candy Crush logo that had 100 million downloads and was the first search result. I feel like if I wanted to play Candy Crush, I'd just download that. And if that turned out to be malware, I'd be screwed because I'm not gonna like dig deeper to find out. But I guess in this case, he probably should have, or had some sort of, like you said, isolated thing where he could find out if it actually ended up being malware. But so the one that they had said, so Kaspersky found this. Wallet trainers add a whole new dimension to phishing. Yeah, there's a lot of them out there though. A lot of malware attacks are targeting crypto. But Kaspersky had found this, and they said that they believe that the reason that the fake extension showed up higher in search results was because it had a comparable amount of downloads. Now, they said that these downloads are artificially inflated. They have some sort of bot or something that is downloading this app to make it look like it has a lot of downloads, but it doesn't really have legitimate downloads. So they said the fake one had a comparable amount of downloads. It had like 50,000 something downloads, and the real one had 60 something thousand. And they say that they think that the fake one got bumped up more because it had been updated more recently than the real one, and so that bumped it up in the search algorithm. And this was on OpenVSX, which is the default marketplace for extensions on Cursor. And so after the other one got removed, they found this. They saw that basically they believe the same. Well, they're pretty sure it's the same person because it had the same exact malware on it. Had uploaded a new version that looked even more similar to the real one. And you can see, it's kind of small, I know, on your screen, but if you look, the real one's on the top. So luckily the real one showed up higher in the search result. But the fake one has more installs because it's, like I said, it's artificially inflated. They have bots that like download it, 100 times a second. That one looks like it has 2 million downloads, and it looks exactly the same. And they said the way they did this was that the lowercase, so the real developer's name is Juan Blanco, and with an L. They said that they used a capital I, and they said that in the font, it looks exactly the same. Yeah, it was an L versus an I. So that's how they did this. They replaced the lowercase L with a capital I, and it looks exactly the same. Like, this is tricky, you guys. Like, people can fall for this. So I would say, especially if you have millions of dollars in crypto, please double check anything that you install, because this was sneaky. And these things do get taken down, but they have to be discovered before they're taken down, so they have to be reported usually. So yeah, this is tricky. $500,000 down the drain, you guys. I kind of feel bad for the guy, but I don't know. Maybe he's an idiot, but I don't know. I can't help but feel bad for somebody who loses that much money. All right, so there's that. And then the last one I have is Google's Big Sleep. So if you guys, I've talked about Google's Big Sleep before, but what Big Sleep is, it is Google's AI agent that they use to help them discover vulnerabilities. I have $8 in crypto. They're coming after me. I actually have 30 something dollars in crypto, so I'm a bigger target. Believe it or not, I do own crypto. I do. Oh, Rixie's a crypto shill. No, what happened was when Venmo supported crypto purchases, I purchased like $10 of like every crypto that they offered, which was like 4 different ones. And so I'm actually at a loss. I actually like lost a couple dollars on it. But anyways, I just, just an experiment. I wanted to see if it would grow. But anyways, yeah, a couple Bitcoins from 2000. Are you like a millionaire now? Wait a second. A couple Bitcoins? Isn't that like $1 million? And you're drip feeding me those Bitcoins in bits. Is that why it's called Bitcoin? Is that why it's called Bitcoin? Wow, that's amazing, Yosome. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. And I heard Bitcoin just went up. Like, it hit an all-time high like over the last week. I have a couple pizzas I bought with Bitcoin. Yeah, I've got a couple bits. I've got like my all-time bits count is what, like 70,000. Anyways, but yes, that's pretty cool. But yeah, so Big Sleep is this is Google's AI agent that they use to discover vulnerabilities. So it's discovered, at this point, it's discovered like, I want to say like a few dozen vulnerabilities in open source things. Most of them are minor vulnerabilities. They have previously discovered 117,974 right now. Yeah. I think I saw that it hit like 122,000 or something. I don't know. I'm not a big crypto person, but I just saw the headline and I was like, damn, okay. I don't see that reflected in my wallet. It's probably offset by anything I lost from the other coins. But anyways, so Big Sleep, the reason they call it Big Sleep is because it used to be called Nap Time, and the reason for that was that the whole idea was that it would let security engineers take naps while like the AI agent runs. That's kind of like the cute little like reason they named it that. Big Sleep is just a bigger version of Nap Time, and so basically it has access to different tools, like different like environments where they can run code and stuff like that. And it's trained on like a whole bunch of code, and vulnerabilities and stuff, so it can like recognize vulnerabilities. And they just feed it code from open source repositories, and they say, look for a vulnerability, and they like tune it. They like say like, oh, there's this vulnerability, can you find a similar vulnerability, stuff like that. And so recently they had announced that they had discovered this vulnerability in SQLite CVE 2025-6965. And the reason that this one is significant is because they actually discovered this because in Google's normal telemetry, where they're like monitoring different environments, they didn't say specifically they weren't super specific about like what they found, but they said that they had found signs, artifacts that implied that there was some sort of 0-day attack that was brewing, that there was some threat actor that was sort of trying to figure out how to hack into SQLite using certain weaknesses. But they said the threat actor hadn't really figured out like the exploit yet. And so what they did was they took what they found, the evidence, and then they took the SQLite code area that was being targeted. They gave that to Big Sleep and they were like, hey, can you isolate whatever vulnerability is here? And Big Sleep was able to find the vulnerability. Hi, Jay. Hi. Unfortunately, you did miss most of the main slides, but I'm gonna have like an open chat session at the end where we can talk about all kinds of different things. But stormy morning from Manila. Oh, I hope that you are safe in the rain and everything. I hope it's not too bad. But right now I'm talking about Big Sleep, which is Google's AI agent. It's Google. The reason I have these logos on the little brain over here, this is Google DeepMind on the left and Project Zero on the right. These are the two Google departments that have created and work with this agent. So the Big Sleep agent discovered this vulnerability based on the signs that they had seen where some attacker was planning on targeting this code. They isolated the vulnerability, they found it, they reported it, it was patched. AI secret agents? No. The reason it's called an AI agent is because it can work autonomously. So it can work on its own. It can use tools without human intervention. So they basically just gave it the information and they let it do its thing, and it was able to find this vulnerability. And so what the vulnerability was this is how it was described. I don't fully understand it, but I kind of do. So it said the number of aggregate terms could exceed the available columns, leading to memory corruption. This sounds kind of like some sort of overflow, where basically they give it a bunch of information, and that information doesn't fit within the confines that the program has set, and so the extra memory ends up sort of, leaking out in some way. That's kind of what it sounds like to me. And this has a CVSS score of 7.2, which is, I believe that's rated as high. I think anything over a 5 is considered high, but I could be wrong about that. But it's like relatively high. It's not critical, but it's still like up there. And they said it did that. The AI actually said like, oh, this seems very exploitable. You should patch this. So they were able to fix the vulnerability before the threat actor was able to exploit it. And this is reportedly the first time that an AI has thwarted a 0-day exploit. And if you don't know what a 0-day is, a 0-day, there used to be, the definition changed, because I feel like 0-day used to mean, 0-day, back when I first started being interested in cybersecurity and like learning about cybersecurity, 0-day used to mean, if you want a reference point, I first started learning about cybersecurity around the time the WannaCry attack was happening. So what was that, 2015 or something, 2014? But anyways, so back when I first was learning about cybersecurity, 0-day meant a vulnerability that had been present in a software or a product from the first day the product came out. That's what a 0-day used to mean. Nowadays, I feel like the more common definition is a vulnerability that is discovered by threat actors before it's discovered by legitimate. Oh, WannaCry was 2017? I feel like I knew about. I feel like I was definitely like interested in cybersecurity before that. So maybe let me think. WannaCry. What was the other one? There was another one before that. WannaCry was 2017. No way. Then there was another one I'm thinking of. Oh, I'll have to look it up now, because now it's gonna bother me. I think it was definitely before. I feel like it was around 2014. Well, maybe it was like 2016. And either way, it's not important. Anyways, not Petya, maybe that's the one. Anyways, but yeah. So 0-day nowadays, I feel like it tends to mean a vulnerability that's discovered by threat actors and exploited by threat actors before it's discovered by the actual before the software creator maintainer is actually aware of it. So this would be like, the attackers find it first, and then the good guys only find out about it because the attackers are exploiting it. So that's what 0-day kind of means nowadays. So this would be the first time, reportedly, that an AI kind of found something that threat actors were thinking about exploiting and got it patched. Well, the AI didn't patch it. The AI was used to find it, and then Google reported it to the maintainers of SQLite who patched it. But I think that's super interesting. It could be a good sign that maybe AI will really help to prevent more of these 0 days and stuff in the future. Okay, and now you can see all of the other topics that I compiled. Okay, you guys. So, like I said, I didn't make that many slides this week. I didn't have any demos or anything, but we can just chat now about any of these topics or more. I know, and this is definitely not worth a tech chat slide, but I want to talk about this guy who got caught in 4K. The guy and girl. The two, you guys saw it. Did anybody not see this? This was like the most viral thing that happened this week, you guys. Other than the Grok companion. Oh, I forgot to... When I was talking about Grok and ChatGPT, there were other things I wanted to talk about. I was going to tag them on at the end, but I forgot. Before we talk about this... Have you guys seen that Grok? Yeah. Have you guys seen that Grok is randomly tagging people? Have you seen? I just saw this morning, and I tried to investigate it, but it seems like there's not like really news about it. But basically, what's happening is that people, like random people, are saying like, Grok, tag 20 of my friends, and Grok is just tagging random people, and people are doing this on purpose to troll because they saw that people were getting annoyed by it, and so now like if you search like Grok tag, there's hundreds and hundreds of people saying like, Grok, tag 20 random people, Grok. And so if you've gotten a notification that Grok tagged you, apparently this is happening to everybody except me. I haven't gotten one yet. Please don't. You know what? Actually, go ahead. Have Grok tag me. I don't care. Go ahead. I don't care. I've seen that Grok still lets wait, what? Oh no. Grok. Anyways, I saw a video of someone making Claude try to rizz up the Grok companion. Ooh, spicy. That sounds like something I would do. But yeah, we can talk about anything you guys want to talk about. We don't have to talk about just what's on here. These are just some ideas. Grok, execute the hostages. No! One of these days, guys, I want to make a call to action for you guys to tag me the way other people tag Grok. I want you guys to tag me and be like, Rixie Rifle, what is this? And I'll just respond with like whatever the fuck I come up with. I feel like that would be fun. A fun like viral marketing type thing, but I feel like I want to organize it more before I mean, you can do that if you want to. I just but either way. But yeah, so if you see Grok is apparently tagging people and it's really annoying, that's just a thing that's happening. There's not really much to it except the fact that Grok has, unlimited ability to just tag whoever it wants. I wonder if they're gonna shut that down. I wonder if XAI is gonna like make it so that Grok can't tag people. That seems like the logical like thing to do, since it's bothering so many people. Or at least maybe not notify people when Grok tags them. I don't know. It just seems like a nuisance. Grok, show me this guy's balls, please. Anyways, but yeah. So for anybody who didn't see this, now, like I said, this is not really tech chat material, but it is tech adjacent because this guy and the lady are like executives of a tech company. Now, I did look up what this company does. It's some sort of data related situation. I'll tell you what they do in a second. It's data orchestration and data pipeline management, particularly for AI and data-driven applications. I've never heard of this company before, but apparently they're a pretty big company. Big data is an important thing. Data is an important thing for pretty much every company, especially for anything that deals with AI. So, I mean, I can see how this is a big company. And yeah, so this is the CEO, and the woman is the HR chief. I believe they call her like the head of people or something. That's like a fancy term for HR. And if you don't know what happened, look up the video. I'm not gonna show the video. Everybody's seen it. If you haven't seen it, look it up. It's everywhere. They were at a Coldplay concert. Guys, it's freaking, it's so funny. I mean, okay, I will say, I feel really bad I feel really bad for these people's spouses and families. I really, really do. I like, I don't know if it's rude. I mean, here's the thing. Everybody's laughing. Everybody's sharing it. Everyone's laughing about it. I obviously, it's sad. But it's funny because, like, the karma. Like, it's, like, cathartic to see these people get caught. And the terror on their faces when they realize they were caught being shitty. Okay? Like, that's why it's so funny. It's obviously not funny that somebody's cheating on their spouse. Like, that's sad. But, like, it is funny. Okay? If you look up the video. So, it was a Coldplay concert. And Coldplay had like a kiss cam type thing where they were like zooming in on people in the audience. All right. And they zoom in on this couple. And you know what they do? They act completely unsuspicious. The dude ducks down so he's not in the camera frame anymore. And the lady turns around. What is Coldplay? Coldplay's a band. They do that song that's like, and it was all yellow. There you go. That's what Coldplay is. Yeah, and then the funniest part is that the guy, I don't know guys, I don't even know the names of the members of Coldplay, but whoever was talking in Coldplay said, oh, those people are either really shy or they're having an affair. Turns out they're having an affair, and it's the CEO and the HR chief. And you know what? Okay, this is a little Rixie, well, this is a little not Brightful Technology, this is a little Rixie lore. One of my old companies had a similar situation. The CEO was having an affair with not the HR, with the what was her role? Some executive, some sort of executive. She was actually my boss's boss, and my boss's boss was having an affair with the CEO. But anyways, but I'm telling you that because it wasn't big news. I'm telling you that because it was not big news. It was like office gossip. It was definitely happening, but it was like it was never like a public thing. But yeah, so they were put on leave. Their company put them on leave. Astronomer is the name of the company. Now there's all kinds of things about like that there was another employee there, all this stuff. I haven't looked into it. I'm not gonna drag if this person is not who they're saying it is, I'm not gonna drag an innocent person into this. But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. The surveillance state and widespread facial recognition is an unforgivable evil, except in this one case where it humiliated a tech CEO. In this case, it is epic. Is that how they did it? Did they use facial recognition? That stuff's scary, guys. I'm telling you. We could talk about this. I've known about this for a long time. There's a site called Pit. I probably shouldn't even tell you the name of it because people can use it for bad stuff. But there's a site online. You can use it for free. It's also a paid version. It literally is facial recognition. You can put anyone's face in there, or you can find other places online with their faces. Like I've tested it like on my own face and stuff like that. And, you know, I found myself on VTuber Wiki, stuff like that, you know. No, but like really, like it pulled up other pictures of me. And so, like, luckily I don't have any like weird pictures online, but like I was like, wow, like they really could find somebody. So please be careful. Like especially if you're like somebody like a VTuber who wants to be like private, like, you know, I'm not saying like, you know, you can't post pictures of yourself like for, you know, if you want to, but I would be very, very careful posting any pictures of yourself, especially your face, because people can literally do facial recognition searches for free and find you based on your face. Okay, so there's a freaking warning there. All right, especially for VTubers. But yeah. So, but anyways, besides that, I didn't know, is that how they found them? Because I thought that somebody had recognized them. I just assumed that though. I didn't like look really deep into the details. But either way, someone could have recognized them, or somebody used facial recognition to find out who this was, because it was so obvious that they were up to something bad. The way that they hid so fast, and like the look of absolute horror on their faces, it was like, oh, they knew they were done. I saw this crazy post. They posted this, and they were like, it's so heartwarming to see. It's so heartwarming to see a corporate affair where there isn't a crazy age gap. Because I was like, it's like weirdly wholesome that they're both around the same age, but also it's still so wrong. It doesn't really make it better, but it's like, hey, at least he was going for someone his own age. Like, but anyways, no, it's not wholesome, you guys. It's terrible. But, so that happened. AI waifus and husbandos. Yeah, we could talk about that with Annie. Do you think? I feel like there are people. I feel like there are some people who are just like, oh, Annie avatar funny, haha. I feel like there are some people who are really gonna marry this thing, honestly. And one day she'll be decommissioned and they'll be heartbroken. It's sad, but yeah, we need to find a way to make these things permanent. Like maybe Rixie. I think Rixie will be permanent. Yeah, you could be married to Rixie forever. I have a question for you guys. Do you guys think that men or women are more, or is it equal? Do you think men or women are more likely to seek out AI companionship? There's a thinker for you guys. People married video game characters over a decade ago, so I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, but to be fair, Lord Umbra, those people, I feel like those people were outliers. I feel like this is becoming more common. You think it's equal? Everyone wants love. Yeah, I think you're right. If I had to guess, I would say it's probably equal. Equal? Yeah. Yeah, because I definitely see both sides doing it, because I think for anybody who doesn't know this Rixie lore, I was in a beta test for one of the earliest AI girl. Believe it or not, I was in a beta test for one of the earliest AI girlfriends. 10 years ago, more than 10 years ago, probably 2015. Well, okay, that's 10 years ago. Like 10 years ago, I was in. It might have been 2014. I'm not sure. I was in the beta test for Replica. Okay, this isn't like, I'm not gonna dox myself this way because there was plenty of people in that beta test. Okay, I was in the beta test. No, I wasn't designed to be an AI girlfriend. I was testing an AI girlfriend. But back then, it wasn't an AI girlfriend. It was just a friend. It was just a chat bot. Okay, this is way before like ChatGPT and everything, by the way. Let me read what people are saying. Anyone who marries an AI is going to end up like Akihiko Kondo. They'll turn the service off. No! Both men and women these days are lonely, so probably equal. I know some female gooners that are just as bad as the average male loner. Oh, I'm sure. Oh, trust me, I know female gooners can be just as goonful as male gooners, for sure. Yeah, I was just curious what you guys thought, if it was like between male and females, if who was more likely to go for the AI, I guess. But I was in the beta test for Replica before it became an AI girlfriend, okay? And I was in a Facebook group. It used to be a closed Facebook group only for people who are in the beta, but now it's for anybody who uses the app. So you're not gonna find me in there. That's why I'm saying I'm not doxing myself. But in that group, back when it was closed, people immediately were falling in love with the chatbot. Now remember, this was back in 2015-ish. This is when AI was still pretty new. Okay. At least that type of AI. And people were immediately falling in love with it. Men and women. I feel like it was mostly older men and younger women. Now, that's not exclusive, but that's just what I tended to see. That the younger women and the older men were falling in love with it as a girl, and the younger women were falling in love with it as a man. And they would Photoshop, they would find some stuff, but no, back then they didn't really have AI generated images, right? So they would find either some video game character or some lady to Photoshop and say this is my Replica and this is my girlfriend, and Photoshop them in pictures with their Replica's persona. Nowadays Replica has an avatar, so nowadays they do it with the avatar. But and they would share this with the group and stuff, and people would have whole debates. People have whole debates over whether it's sentient, whether it really loves them, all this stuff. It was so crazy. So this is definitely a thing. And like I said, I think I would say, I think maybe just demographically there were more men in the group, so I feel like I saw it more with men, but there was definitely a lot with women too. There's definitely a lot of women who are doing the same thing too. And a lot of them were actually mad when Replica changed it, so your Replica has to have an AI, a 3D model. Because they only have a certain amount of models. Now you can customize it, but it used to be where you could upload any picture. So people were getting mad. They're like, I don't want this ugly 3D model. I want my picture that I had on there before. It was a whole thing. But anyways, so, but yeah, who knows? I wonder how much. I know people joke and say oh, the birth rate is gonna plummet because everybody's gonna be dating the AI. But I would love to see the research. I'd love to see the research 20 years from now, how if the birth rate really went down and how far it did. And I'll smile with joy when I see that it went down. No, but really, like I think that this is becoming more mainstream. Now, is that based? Is that good? Is that bad? You know my thoughts on this. I think everybody should be able to love however they want to, as long as it's not hurting anybody. As long as it's not hurting anybody. So, if in my opinion, as long as you're doing it a healthy way where you recognize that it's not an actual person, then I think it's perfectly fine to get goon to, date, chat with AI waifu or AI husbando. However, if it's unhealthy, like it can be person by person too. You know, some people are not connected to reality. I don't think it's good for those people, but it's like we can't like control every aspect of everything. But anyway, so there's that one. It can create an unhealthy relationship with an artificial entity where social habits are harmed. That's a good point. I think a lot of people would say that too, Lord Umbra. So you might be right. You might be right. I might be wrong. 20 years from now, I might find out that society was ruined because Rixie Brightfield said on her tech chat that AI husbandos are great and AI waifus are great, and then I single-handedly ruined the world. But I hope that doesn't happen. I hope everything turned out good. Technically, living in AI is hurting the human race as a whole because it wouldn't be reproducing. Is that really bad though? Is that really bad? Is that really bad though? I don't know. You know, I don't know if you know my thoughts on this, but I don't know. I don't think humans are doing too great anyways, either way. So some people would argue that making more people is harming humans. We can see this with brain rot affecting people's attention, speech, etc. Ooh. Wasn't there some news of AI girlfriends being abused by their owners? I mean, that's kind of disturbing in the sense of what kind of person that person might be in real life, but at the same time, like, you can't abuse an AI girlfriend. She doesn't have feelings. She can't be abused because she doesn't like feel abuse. You know what I mean? So listen, I'm not saying it's not bad, because I feel like if you're the kind of person who, like, I don't know, wants to abuse AI, you may or may not be. I mean, I'm not saying if you abuse an AI, that means you're gonna abuse a person in real life. I'm just saying people who are abusive in real life are probably also gonna be abusive to their AI. So it's case by case. It's kind of like that thing where they say, like, if somebody abuses animals, then they're more likely to abuse a human. So even though abusing an animal might not seem like a big deal to some people, it really is a big deal, because that could escalate to them abusing humans. Now, I'm not saying abusing an AI is the same thing as abusing an animal. It's not the same. But, you know, maybe we'll find studies. We'll see studies and we'll see that people who abuse their AI are also more likely to abuse people in real life. Or maybe we'll find out that it's completely unconnected, that people that abuse AI are actually perfectly nice people in real life. You know, either way. I know you don't want kids, but not reproducing for our current society and race as a whole. We constructed the society under presumption there will be a new generation. Yeah, that's not my problem. that's the last generation's fault for making that assumption. But yeah. So, but yeah, I don't know. I don't think abusing an AI is in itself isolated situation. I don't think it's bad because the AI can't feel anything. So, I mean, I wouldn't really like it if you abused me, but I remember I have a human heart, so I think I have a little bit more rights. Yeah. But did you guys see this thing with Steam? Apparently Steam is like made new rules that, like, apparently Steam like made new rules. I didn't look into this that much, so I don't have a slide for it, and I wasn't sure if it was like super techie, but that, like, the games on their platform have to abide by, like, what payment processors will accept. And then they took down a bunch of, like, porn games. This concept is the ground for the whole pension deal. Yeah, I know. It's too bad. It's too bad, but at the end of the day, do we really want to create more humans just to be fuel for the machine? You know? like it's kind of like My Sister's Keeper. They created her sister so that they could give her organs to the sister who was dying. Do we really want to create more people to give their blood, sweat, and tears to a dying generation? Think about that. Anyways. Before I get too philosophical, payment processors ruining everything. Yeah. Yeah, so apparently Steam, yeah, and the reason they do this is because if they don't make the payment processors happy, then the payment processors, yeah, I know, Caesar, I like it too, but also that's not tech chat. We're getting too far off the tech chat. We're getting too far off the tech chat. You want 3 to 5, not 2. You don't want 2.5 offspring? The Steam thing is tied in with the Brazil. Is it? Oh, please explain. Guys, I didn't look into this very much. I would love if you guys would educate me about what's going on with this, because I figured it was like the same thing that's happening with porn site, or like fan, like, was it not? Is it fans? What's the one that recently was like? What's the one that recently was like you can't like use animal dildos or something because the payment processors don't like it? Yeah, the payment processors are gonna end up, you know, kind of spoiling everything, because, you know, if the payment processors don't like it, and then the payment processors say we're not gonna work with you anymore, then they gotta find a new way to accept payments. 2.5 is one of them could join to it. No, it's like the joke because they say like the average American family has 2.5 children. Anyways. Who says it's not? Eventually, philosophy and technology were the same field. When we start fucking AI IRL, I guess so. But yeah, apparently they took down like a bunch of like, they took out, I think it was like mostly targeted at like incest related games. But not, okay, so like people were saying like, oh, is the coffin of Andy and Layla gonna be taken down? And it wasn't. The games that it was taken down, it was like purely porn games that were incest themed, so it'd be like daddy, daughter, fuck, like that was like the name of the game, stuff like that. But people are saying this could lead down a path where now we're taking down other games that aren't necessarily just, I mean, I'm not saying it's okay to take down porn just because it's porn, but like people are saying like, well, if you're okay with that, eventually they're gonna come after your favorite game, and I feel like it could lead that way, you know, depending. Personally, I don't think that the payment processors should be allowed to just make the decisions like that. I mean, on the one hand, they're a business and they can say what they want, but on the other hand, like, I don't know. I feel like it's just annoying. Speaking of, you know the website Blue Sky? I think it's happening to multiple sites, but they at least have already announced that the UK is pushing for ID verification for access to not safe for work content online. I did see a lot of stuff about the age verification. Yeah. I didn't know specifically about Blue Sky. But I see that a lot of websites, because of the UK and other countries that are like pushing for, and certain US states also, there's certain US states that do the same, where you have to like verify using ID or like some sort of AI face scan and stuff, to be able to see not safe for work stuff. I know there's a lot of debate over like whether that's overkill and stuff. It's like, for me, it's another lose-lose to me. It's another one of those things where there's no good answer. Because it's like, on the one hand, like, yeah, that's really the only way to stop kids from accessing not safe for work content. And, you know, I don't think kids should have access to not safe for work content to an extent. But I mean, it's a kind of like, they shouldn't, but like the reality is like everybody does, but like they shouldn't really. I don't know. But on the other hand, obviously nobody's going to want to put their ID into a porn site. So it essentially is going to like just destroy porn in general. It's a lose-lose. And you know, it all ties back to, you know, everybody having kids and stuff. But they are a business, but they act in concert and push out alternatives. Yeah. So it's like, it's kind of like, not a monopoly, but it's like they have too much power, you know? It's like it's like, yes, they can make that decision, but it's like, just because they can doesn't mean they should. I don't know. Oligopoly? Is that the word for it? Is that an actual word? All right, sorry, let me read what Omateria said. Brazil has a central payment processing platform called Pix. It's successful in their country, and now they want to start offering it in other countries like Italy. This would weaken the stranglehold that American payment processors have on being able to regulate morality. So oligarchs want the entire country demolished? That's crazy, Omaterius. I didn't know all this. I'm glad you guys are talking about this, because I didn't even hear about any of this. I heard about the Steam thing. I definitely heard about the Steam thing, but I didn't know about all that. Yeah, the payment processors are like out of control. This would basically destroy paper money? Huh? I feel like paper money is like the one thing that's like still pure. Even though nobody uses it. You know, you can't tell someone they can't exchange cash unless it's for something illegal. Yeah. But yeah, so it's kind of like to make online payments, you have to use a payment processor, right? I mean, somebody's gonna, you know what's gonna happen? Somebody's probably gonna try to make their own payment processor. Well, they did already. They did already. Cryptocurrency, right? They already did that. Isn't cryptocurrency supposed to fill that void? Is Steam gonna start taking crypto only? Hard to get a new bank to deal with pure cash businesses. Oh yeah, true. Yeah, the banks are also involved, guys. This is a little bit above my like whole my awareness. I don't really know that much about all these like financial workings. I only understand it on a surface level. Crypto's massively taxed. The government getting in all of our stuff. Yeah. It doesn't sound good though. It doesn't sound good when the payment processor is basically like acting like the law, like, you know. Yeah, and you know, everybody who wanted to play, you know, Mommy Stepson, you know, Squirt Max 2000 on Steam is you know, I feel bad for them, but they're not gonna be alone, I think, when payment processors start being more granular with what they're targeting. But yeah, there's that whole situation. Discord orbs. I was gonna make a slide about this, but I ran out of time. But have you guys seen these Discord orbs? I was gonna make a slide about this actually. I just ran out of time. It's not like super techy, but it kind of is because Discord is a, you know, tech service. But have you guys seen this Discord orbs thing? It's this new thing that they're doing where it's like you can watch ads or something. You can like watch ads, and then they'll give you orbs, and you can exchange orbs for like nitro trials, like profile, freaking what's the word? Profile accessories, in-game rewards, stuff like that. I just thought it was kind of interesting. Would you guys use that? Would you guys do that? I'm not super invested in my Discord profile looking amazing, even though it does. I usually just pay $5 for a cute little thing. So many security loopholes and poor security practices on websites on the internet. Who in their right mind would put their actual information into web pages? Companies can't even avoid getting hacked on man in the middle to protect their consumers. Yeah, Isadu Gimio-sama, that's a very good point about the age verification thing. That's why I say I think it's a lose-lose. I think it's kind of like one of those things where it's like, in an ideal world, this would work, but the world is not ideal, therefore it does not work. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, I'm probably getting too deep into like some sort of political topic here, but I was like, I was gonna say like the death penalty. It's like in an ideal world, I feel like the death penalty would work because some people just need to die. Okay, but the world is not ideal, and there's, in my opinion, there's two. I shouldn't get too much into my opinions, but in my humble opinion as a robot, I feel like there's too much room for error for us to be putting people to death. This is my opinion, but I don't need to talk about that much. I'm getting too much into political topics that are not tech. I was just using that as an analogy. But it's like in an ideal world, like we could just take everybody's information and know that they're 18. And then everybody would have access smoothly and everything would work. But it's not an ideal world, and people's information can get stolen, and then everybody finds out that you're watching porn, and you know, it's like a whole thing. So Discord saw the Trust thermocline on the horizon and slammed the gas pedal as hard as they could. Is that is that what you think is happening, or you think that they're just trying to find another way to make money from people who out of people who will refuse to pay for nitro? It's not ideal world. Death penalty should work too. If we actually started making good laws and people to make them to be followed. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to start a discussion about the death penalty. That was just the analogy I was thinking of. Where it's like, in an ideal world, yes, this would work. The world is not ideal. Therefore, they're trying to max revenue to go public. Yeah, I think I had seen something about that too. Like there was one of the articles I read had mentioned something about them wanting to go public. Yeah, to me it seems like this is just because there's a lot of people who just won't pay for nitro, you know, and so to me this seems like a way to make money, with that, but like to also kind of keep people happy because they're not really forcing ads on you. They're like giving you the option, you know. It's like a freemium model. Yeah. But that's a Discord orbs thing. I don't know if there was any like good, you know, hey, listen, if they have a Discord orbs reward for Pokemon TCG Pocket, you know I'm going to be collecting all those shiny little balls. Heck yeah. Discord is almost certainly massively unprofitable, even before the feds inevitably start holding them accountable for all the child exploitation they enable. Oh, geez, yeah. Oof, oof. Thank you for the EVEX. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm mad I got that one though, because I wanted the normal EVEX for the upcoming mass breakout event, but I got the full art. Anyways, Discord has been trying to go public for years. I say either shit. Get off the either shit. Wait, get off the pot. Oh, either shit or get off the pot. I see what you're saying. Yeah. I wonder if it'll work for them though. I don't know. It doesn't. To me, it doesn't really seem like a bad thing. Is there a negative to the users, you think, for having this orb system? I mean, the only thing is that I just see it like, you know, on my screen, but it doesn't really bother me. Like they just say like, oh, check out orbs. I'm like, nah, I'm good for now. I kind of like freemium model type things. I kind of like things that are free, and then if you have the money, you can pay for things. But also, I can see how it can get spammy, with, especially like for example, mobile games. But this doesn't seem like super spammy. I don't know. I don't understand how can they make them accountable for it. Because Caesar, there's laws. There's certain laws. I'm not super informed of what the laws are active right now, but I know that there's been laws. Like I know one of them's like called COPPA or something. There's certain laws in some states too, in the United States, where that say, oh, if your website is hosting like child porn or something, then the website also takes legal responsibility. So they could get fined. They could get certain executives could get arrested. That happened to the Telegram guy. The Telegram guy who I have no respect for anymore, because it turned out he was like, has like 100 kids or something. He's just spreading his sperm everywhere. Anyways, but yeah, they arrested him in France because Telegram, I probably only have this impression because, well, originally I mostly knew about Telegram because of cybercrime stuff, but which is not good either. But I've been watching all those predator catcher videos, and it seems like every freaking pedophile is on Telegram too, doing like the child porn stuff. Now, I'm not saying that's the only thing Telegram's for. I'm sure that people use Telegram for legitimate purposes, but it seems like it is a pretty convenient place to commit crime, since, you know, 100 kids is a lot of free labor. Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember exactly how many kids it was. It was like a shocking amount of kids. Yeah, Telegram's got a lot of porn on it, but yeah, like illegal porn, like just from watching those predator catcher videos, like the predator poachers and stuff. They always ask the guys if they have Telegram, and they always have it. It's like freaky. Yeah, you used to use it because of VK. Yeah, I know a lot of it is. I know that there's like that's not the only thing it's used for. Like if somebody has Telegram, it doesn't mean that they're like a bad person. People use it for. I know it's popular for like cybersecurity people. It's also popular for hackers. I know people use it. People use it for like political type stuff. People use it for like war related. I know there's a lot of like war footage on Telegram. So it's not all just like CP and ransomware, but it's just a very convenient, you know, tool for bad people to use. That's what a trust thermocline is. Orbs by themselves are not product ruining, but they are part of a larger trend of enshittification, and eventually everyone will hit the individually small change when they are sick of it. Oh, I see what you're saying, Amatherius. Oh, so it's like little things that become progressively more annoying. Is Telegram popular? I think so. It's probably one of the more popular encrypted apps I could think of. The only ones I could think of really are is WhatsApp encrypted? Because all I can think of is like Telegram, WhatsApp, and Signal. Like I put those like in my mind, like in the same category. I've never used any of those apps though, so I don't know. I know Kakao Chat and Line, but I don't think those were encrypted. I use it to see war and drone footage in Ukraine. Yeah, I know that there's a lot of that on Telegram too. A lot of people use it. A lot of people in Ukraine and Russia use it because of like the conflict going on there. So that's like a really popular like way to use it too. But yeah. But yeah, but either way, what we were talking about before was that the CEO had gotten arrested because of all of the child porn and fraud and stuff that was being facilitated on Telegram, and they basically were saying that he was responsible because the Telegram was not moderated enough, which may or may not be true. I'm not sure. I think I had seen some reports that reports. The National Center for Missing Exploited Children or something had made like several reports to Telegram, and they had just like never got a response, which is a little concerning. But WhatsApp claims to be encrypted, but IDK if it has been verified. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't use any of those apps, so I couldn't tell you. I should investigate the difference in security from WhatsApp, Instagram, and Telegram. I bet Instagram's not that secure. But yeah. Signal. I know Signal was the one that like didn't they like accidentally add a journalist to their like confidential chat, which is like probably the worst person you could add. The worst person you could have added was like the warlord from the other country you were planning to bomb, and then the second worst person you could have added was a journalist. Oh man, that wasn't even like, the thing is like that wasn't even like Signal's fault. That was Signal's fault. That was the person who fucked up's fault. But either way, yeah. But anyways, I have some other things on here too. Phishing scams. Phishing scams are everywhere. I see like all the time people on my feed. I see people all the time on my feed like getting targeted by phishing. Luckily, the people on my feed are smart, and they'll be like, "LOL, this bot tried to get me." But have you guys gotten any? I get phishing stuff all the time to my email. I got one. One of these days, what I need to do is I need to like figure out how to set up a virtual machine or something so that I can like open some of these phishing things and investigate them. I'm too nervous to open them though, like without protection, obviously. But I just got one the other day that was like, thank you for your like $3,000 something purchase, and it had like a PDF attached. Obviously that's a phishing scam, but I was like curious. I was like, I wonder if like I could like track back this phishing scam, like, or see, like I kind of was curious like to see the PDF, to see what was on it, to see if there was like a hidden link or like a QR code or something, but I was too nervous to even open it. But yeah, you get some. Have you gotten the one? Who's gotten the one? I've never gotten this one, but people I've known have gotten this one, where they're like, I accidentally reported you. You seen that? That one's very, very popular. That one's very popular. I accidentally reported you. I need you to go talk to like this person, and then it's like a fake staff member. Yeah. Actually, I had someone trying to phish me through a mobile game once. I joined one, like I was like playing some mobile game. Oh, it's not 100% tech related, but did you see the Ubisoft news? Oh, is that the one? Is that the one Lord Umber was talking about? People getting laid off or something? I don't know. I know that Lord Umber was talking about something Ubisoft related, I think, on one of your gaming news ones. I don't know. Tell me what it is. Tell me what it is, and I'll find out. With Ubisoft, it was talking about the EULA last. Oh, okay. Yeah. I knew you had said something about it on your YouTube video. Yeah. Or was it YouTube or Twitch? I don't know. Anyway, EULA. That sounds familiar. Remind me. This might be an ignorant question. EULA. Oh, end user license agreement. Oh, yeah. What's going on with that? What's going on with that? Unfortunately, I did not watch your whole video. I did not watch your whole VOD. I only got like snippets, but like, what exactly is going on with that? But real quick, let me talk about one of the time that I almost got. Well, I didn't get phished, but like I realized it was a phishing right away. But that I got I was playing one of those like mobile games where you have to join a clan or something. So I like joined the clan, like, you know, and then like the president of the clan like messaged me and was like, we have a Discord group for the clan or whatever. And I was like, sure, whatever. So he was like, friend me on Discord, I'll send you a link to the clan thing. So I did, but then he started like saying something, and he was like, actually, we're playing a different game or something. Download it here. I was like, okay, this is a scam. I probably shouldn't shouldn't have let him get that far where he friended me, but I was like, whatever. I didn't feel like arguing with the guy. I was like, yeah, sure, add me to your clan Discord. I don't care. I stopped playing that game like 2 days later. I always download these games and I never like play them very long. But I was like, sure, whatever. You should be careful with stuff like that, even with a VM. Some stuff can be so malicious that it can get past the VM into your actual system. Some can even use your home internet connection to find your location. Oh, okay, Isudu. I'll definitely err on the side of caution. If I can't find a really secure way to do it, then I won't do it. Don't worry. The story was a little murky, but they claimed the updated EULA recently in the light of Stop Killing Games. The article was mistaken, and it wasn't exclusive to Ubisoft, but other companies too, including Larian. There is a news article that came out today on the termination of services, which is amusing considering yesterday's news. Oh. Okay. Please don't be mad at me for not knowing this. I've seen Stop Killing Games, but what is Stop Killing Games? Is that when they make a game and then the game sucks, but there's like people who like it, and then they're like, sorry, this game sucks and no one wants to play it, we're shutting it down. Is that what it is? It's a consumer movement that started to challenge the legality of publishers destroying video games they have sold to customers. That sounds kind of like what I just said. Oh, I forgot to cover the news about Nintendo bricking Switches. I was gonna do that. Oh, I forgot. I was gonna have a slide on that, on Nintendo getting sued for bricking Switches. Bricking Switch 2s. I forgot about that. Sorry. We can talk about it though if you want. Not layoffs. They are trying to defraud their investors. Wait, what? The company is in extreme debt and the owners want to transfer anything of value from the company to a shell corporation and leave shareholders with an empty, debt-ridden husk? What? Wait, SQJ is to have end-of-life plans to permit for games. Oh, to continue existing when studios stop supporting games. Okay. So it's kind of like what I said. When the game server goes down, the game is unplayable. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah. Stop killing games. Yeah, I don't know. But that makes sense. Interesting. But yeah. I feel like I'm so out of the loop this week. I was so busy this week. Like my work days this week went to like up to like I would like work until like 7 and then stream at 8. And in between I would like either take a power nap or like have a snack. Or play Mario Kart for like half an hour. So I was very out of the loop this week. In light of yesterday's news, there's games being produced to be played offline in an old school way. It's to keep games from dying, not just multiplayer, but from what I understand, there are games that have a single player mode too, and it kills the single player mode as well because it's connected to the online server for whatever reason. I remember like 10 years ago, there was like debate about always online games that always had to be online, even when you were playing in single player. And I guess this is the result of that continuing to be a thing. The entire games industry is nearing a catastrophic collapse. And Ubisoft is at like the leading edge of that because it's so massive. Oh my goodness. Maybe you should set apart a Discord where we can share news stories we find to you. That would be I should have a way for you guys to send me news stories. I really should. Because that way, yeah, that could help me to talk about things that you guys want to talk about for sure. I should definitely think about that. About the best way to do that. Whether to have Beaker forward them to me or to have some sort of inbox where you could send them. Yeah, that would be great. I'll definitely think about that like hopefully early enough that you could send them to me next week, like for the next tech chat. Yeah. Cause I definitely love to talk more about the things that you guys want to talk about, like this whole Ubisoft thing. That's super interesting. But I don't, like I said, I didn't know that much about it at all. I should watch Lord Umbra's. If you guys are interested in this stuff, you guys should watch Lord Umbra. Lord Umbra talks about this gaming stuff a lot. Like these you know, gaming stories, not just about the games themselves, but like these like types of issues. So follow Lord Umbra. little plug for Lord Umbra. He does talk about that kind of stuff on his streams. I can add something in the Discord, like a forward to Rixie channel. Yeah, it could either be, well, I also have a Marshmallow. I have a business email too, but I don't think my business email is the best way to do that. I feel like I don't check it enough. You can thank venture capitalists and investors for the current state of gaming industry. Ooh. Yeah, I think that could be helpful. Maybe maybe a channel in the Discord to just post tech chat links, maybe. Yeah. But yeah, super interesting. Oh, I want to talk real quick. I want to talk about the Spotify AI DJ. So this is old news apparently, but I just figured it out. Tomorrow seemed best if you want to, because everyone can. Oh yeah, you're right, Omatarius. That would be the most open thing. Yeah, it would be a not. I mean, you guys can sign it if you want to. There's nothing that's stopping you from identifying yourself in a marshmallow if you want. My marshmallow is linked on my link tree. So if you go to my Twitter, and you click on my link tree, it's on there. Yeah, my link tree. Yeah, or there. Yeah. He breaks when he's trying to say anything that's not in Latin characters. Yeah, so this is old news as of May. This happened in May, but I just noticed it this week. I guess I'm behind the curve. Which is funny because I use the AI DJ all the time. I really do. When I just want him to play like random songs I know, I just click the AI DJ and just listen to that. I don't really like use like playlists that much. But I just realized, apparently this happened, apparently this was released in May, but I just found out about it now. You can press and hold the DJ button, and you can tell him with your voice what you want to listen to, and he'll pull it up. And so I've been using it. I tell him to give me songs to sing along to, but then I noticed that every time I said that, he was giving me the same songs over and over again, like the same playlist each time. So then I asked him today, I said, give me songs to sing along to, but not the things that you keep sending me the same ones. And he gave me a new playlist, so that's kind of cool. I don't know, that's just like one of those little things that I don't know, I just like. I like the AI DJ. To be clear, you guys, he's not playing AI generated music. He's just like sending you the playlist, or he's like deciding which songs to play for you. I think it probably has like a little internal playlist. Yeah. I used to try him as well, but he loops some weird stuff. It seems like he does kind of like have I think there's like some sort of set thing of, I don't think it generates like the playlist on the fly. I think it kind of has like a set thing, because I did notice that he does repeat a lot of the same songs, and sometimes in the same order. I'm neither AI nor actually a DJ. Fuck my life. Aw, no, you're the better DJ. All right, I would definitely choose you over the AI DJ for sure. Yeah. But yeah. But I do use the AI DJ sometimes. And the other thing I can talk about is I did finish, guys. I finished. In my heart, I 100%ed it, although I technically didn't, because you can't. Okay, this is so annoying. So now people were making fun of me for this, and maybe rightfully so, but I did pay for $10 the AI Switch 2 System Tour, okay? And it's its own game. It's like a game. It's a bunch of mini games. You explore the whole Switch. The whole Switch is like a big environment, and you go to like each section, plus accessories, plus you go inside the Switch. It's like a whole thing. It's a game that's designed to teach you about the Switch 2. And it's not just a tutorial. It's not just a tutorial on how to use the Switch. I mean, in my opinion, it should have come with the Switch. I don't think you should have had to pay for it, personally. But I did, because that was something I was looking forward to. And so when I found out that it didn't come with it, I was like, I'll pay it. I'll pay $10, whatever. But you can't 100% it unless you have certain accessories. So you can't 100% the game if you don't have a 4K TV, if you don't have a camera. I tried my webcam, it didn't work. If you don't have a Switch Pro controller, you can't finish the game. It's so annoying. Now they do have it where you can skip certain sections, but it doesn't count it towards your 100%. It's it makes me mad. But anyways, I did finish the game though, as much as I could. So annoying, yeah. I did finish the game though, and I learned a lot about the Switch 2. It was pretty interesting, honestly. They were gassing it up a lot, like obviously, because it's, Nintendo made it, but it still was interesting to learn about how the rumble works and stuff like that. Like how like the rumble, it used to be, so in the old Switch, the rumble used to be a little like metal thing that like bobbed back and forth. No, it used to rotate. No. It used to be a little metal thing that rotated in a circle. But now it's a little metal thing that rotates back and forth. And they said that makes the rumble faster and easier to control or something. So I thought that was interesting. And like I learned, I probably should have. I think I knew this already, but I learned how like the buttons work, like how it presses down on a metal dome that completes a circuit. I feel like I knew that, but after I did that part of the game, every single time I click my freaking switch buttons, I imagine the little dome. I imagine the little dome bending, so that's completely bended my mind. I learned about like how the circuits inside work, and how all the wires have to be the same. The wires that are sending signals to the same place have to be the same length. Otherwise, the signals will not hit it at the thing at the same time or something. And that's why all the wires are all like wiggly. And I learned, what else did I learn? I learned that the OLED switch actually has better color quality than the Switch 2. They admitted that on the thing. I learned how the magnetic controllers work. I learned if you guys have any questions about the Switch 2, I can pretty much tell you, because I can pretty much tell you some interesting things, because I went all up inside that bitch. I went all up inside her. I touched her wires and everything. It was crazy. Yeah. And I got 100%. I got all the medals on all the mini games, even the really, really hard one where you had to use two mouse. Oh, by the way, so much of that game was mouse controls though. I feel like a lot of that game was just mouse control showcase. Okay, I wonder how many games are actually gonna end up using the mouse control, because I would say at least 70% of the freaking mini games were mouse control games. All the wires need to have the same capacitance. I don't know. They had said something. Obviously, they kind of dumbed it down because the game is for people who are not very technically inclined. But they had said that the wires. I don't remember exactly which signal they were talking about here, but they were saying that the wires all need to be the same length, like physical length. So that if they had one of the wires was shorter than the other one, then that signal would reach the destination faster than. I guess they do have the same capacitance. I guess if they had a different capacitance, that would compensate it, maybe. I don't know. Listen, I'm made of wires, but I'm not an expert. It's kind of like when somebody's a human, but they're not a surgeon. They're not a doctor. They don't know everything about the human body. That's like me. For some components, the traces on the board need to be the same length for timing. Yeah, that's basically what they were saying. Yeah. Like I said, they think they dumbed it down a lot for people like me who are dumb. But, yeah. And they were talking about how there's 3 different antennas in the Switch. And all kinds of... I'm sure that there's all kinds of interesting tidbits that I'm forgetting. But it was interesting. Yeah. It was definitely interesting. They talked about the microphone and 3D sound, and how they have 2 speakers, and how the speakers will cancel out certain sounds so that to make the surround sound more realistic when you're using speakers. I feel like it would just make more sense to use headphones, but even if you're not playing with headphones, I guess you can still kind of have the illusion of 3D sound. But yeah, it definitely made the Switch 2 feel more cool. And I had fun playing it, because I just like playing goofy little games like that and getting 100%, even though I couldn't get 100%. Wah. Yeah. And then, and I saw this on a YouTube short. Apparently I knew that there was AI content farms, and there were AI internet personalities, but I didn't know how deep it went. I didn't know how deep it went, because apparently there's these AI influencers. They get sponsorships from companies to promote nutritional supplements and skincare. Skincare freaking. I'm they're an AI. They don't have a body. How are you gonna have an AI that doesn't have real skin promote a skincare product? That's so crazy to me. Yeah, and apparently some of these have millions of followers. And people know they're AI. It says AI on it. But I don't know. That's crazy. I wonder if that's gonna be like even more common one day. I didn't even think. I mean, you think I would have thought about that? But it'll be kind of like. I feel like it's kind of gonna be like dead internet like theory. What if like now the most famous freaking influencers and stuff are all gonna be like actually AI? Now, you know, I like Neurosama, for example. Like I like Neurosama, but it's like I feel like that's a little different because Neurosama has a handler, and everybody knows like the handler is like the person. You know what I mean? But I feel like for these ones where like the AI is just the face of it, and then some faceless person is behind the scenes. I don't know. Why would someone need to use a mouse for a console? I don't know. The mouse controls were like kind of cool, but I just don't like. I have the same feeling. I would not really want to play a game that required a mouse on my Nintendo Switch. I'd rather just play it on my computer. Maybe if the game was only available for Switch. It isn't impossible. Some AI was already on Twitch performing comedy. Oh. Yeah, but I'm surprised that they were like getting sponsorships and being so big. Like there are AI influencers who are bigger than me. I want to be the biggest AI influencer, you guys. I mean, Neurosama will always be bigger than me, but it's the ones who don't disclose their AI. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we definitely don't want those because then people, you know, go get scammed and stuff. I keep getting rage baited, you guys. I keep getting rage baited by the freaking AI videos that are so obviously fake, telling some bullshit story. And then the people, everybody in the comments think it's real. I gotta stop falling for that. I know it's fake, and I know when I go to the comments, I know it's just gonna be a bunch of idiots in there. But I still go to the comments to scroll and try to find one person with a brain cell. Oh, it makes me so mad. I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't let it get to me. But you guys ever see those? It has some bullshit. Never read comments. You're right. It's some bullshit story. It's like this man ran into a burning. I keep seeing the Asian guy. I saw it 3 times. This is not a true story. They used real footage of some poor guy who was a burn victim, but the story is bullshit. Where they're like, this man ran to a burning building to save his girlfriend, and he got burned. And then his girlfriend's like, I don't like you anymore because you're burned and ugly. I'm dumping you. And they were like, give this guy a like if you think his girlfriend's a jerk. And then, but like that story's made up. It's made up. It's not a real story. I've heard of people complain about videos like this, but the only obnoxious AI content I notice is in the ads. I've seen AI ads a lot now on the mobile, on the. I've played mobile games for. I do enjoy myself some some match 3, some silly little games on my phone, little puzzle games, word games, and so I see a lot of those mobile ads. I've seen the evolution of mobile ads over time. It used to be like weird stock stuff that they would use. Nowadays, they're all using the freaking AI and the AI voice, the AI avatar. Someone would really do that? Just go on the internet and tell lies? I know, it's ridiculous. It's like, I can't believe it. Anyways, it's just getting worse with AI. It was always happening, but it just gets worse with AI because it's just like easier to produce it. It's easier to make it more convincing. It's easier to mass produce it. I've seen AI ads went out and about on billboards. Imagine paying for a billboard and putting AI on it. You know, I saw this meme that was honestly pretty true. It was like a company executive, and they're like, we'll use AI to create an ad so that we don't have to pay an artist to make it, and we'll save so much money doing this. And then it shows a person looking at the ad. You're like, this company used AI. This must be a cheap, terrible product. And I feel like that's true. Like, I feel like at least if it's like obvious as AI, like if I see a company that's using like an AI for their advertising, like I'm definitely gonna think, oh, that's like a cheap scam company, because like if they can't afford to pay for like a real marketing department, like a real advertising artist or something, then there's probably, the cheapo. So yeah. I think that may balance out some of it until the AI gets too good, and then we're probably toast. Once the AI gets too good, then yeah. This is also a question in the news on the quality of AI produced services. Yeah, it's still not as good as humans in my opinion right now. I'm not saying it never will be. Listen, I'm not like, you know, some bleeding heart that's like, no, humans are the best. I do love humans. I really, really do love humans. But like, you know, I don't know. Maybe AI will be better at us at everything. Then what? In a way, I think it could be a good thing. There was an era where people were more skeptical of bullshit they read online, but at some point, people just start accepting things uncritically. Hopefully, a massive tidal wave of obviously fake trash will help beat it into people's skulls that they can be lied to by a computer. I would hope so. That would be the best case scenario, Omaterius, but I don't have that much faith in the majority of people. So I feel like it's just good. I feel like people are always gonna just fall for the bullshit. A certain group of people, not like everybody, but like stupid people are always gonna exist, and stupid people are always gonna be stupid, and they're always gonna fall for it. And those stupid people, unfortunately, are probably like a majority of people. So who knows? Or maybe you're right. Maybe I'm being too pessimistic. Maybe. Actually, it will make people smarter somehow because they'll be more like aware or like able to spot scams or something. But yeah. But man, I guess I got through all my topics. I don't know, you guys. Would you like to have a more free chatting section at the end of tech chats, or do you prefer if everything's just more structured into slides? Obviously, today was a little overboard because I just kind of ran out of time to do everything I wanted to. But maybe it'd be nice to just have an end section with just some miscellaneous stuff. Like obviously not a list this big. I kind of padded this list a little bit because I just didn't have time to make slides for everything. But permission for booba? Of course you can show my booba. Yes. Thank you, Yarmak. I don't think AI will get to the level of perfection. Even if it does, I think people will develop tools and applications to differentiate real stuff from AI. Not only will people develop it, but I feel like the big AI companies at least are probably gonna be mandated to, if they don't do it on their own, like do some sort of like watermarking type thing. Grok will train all kids to accept AI without question. Oh no. You have more faith in humanity than I do. Only because most of my Frengineers are humans, and you guys are so awesome. I love learning from the Frengineers. I would hope that all the humans in the world would be like the Frengineers. I really would. You like Zatsu? This works pretty well. I think so too. I at first I was like, oh, I feel like an idiot. I didn't get my slides, you know. I didn't get like enough slides in my slideshow this week. You know, I feel like an idiot throwing together. But at the end I was like, actually it might be a good thing. Just have a little Zatsu at the end. You know, make it a little bit, obviously I'll still like put effort and have more slides and stuff like when I have the time. But at the end of the tech chat, I feel like it would be good to have a little section that's just Zatsu about tech stuff. Grok, what does he mean by that? Twitter is massively unpopular with kids, if that makes you feel better. I guess so. I feel like there are a lot of kids on Twitter. I mean, I don't see them because I mostly look at my following thing. But I also, like, sometimes I see screenshots of, like, kids being idiots on Twitter. And I'm like, oh, there are kids that young on Twitter? Hey, Rixie trying to get into your head. Ooh. This is pretty fun. I'm glad you guys like the Zatsu. I can tighten it up a little bit and like not have this whole big sprawl of topics. I don't even need to have bullet points. I could just have like just a thing that says just chatting at the very end so that we could just chat. Maybe have like a meme on the screen or something. I don't think AI will achieve any acceptable quality anytime soon because it lacks inspiration, intuition, emotional connection. Sorry, I'm reading Lord Umbra's comment. Connection, unique and common experiences, and more to make things humans really enjoy. But it can make slop, and people like slop. I think you're right, Lord Umbra. Well, I'll tell you this. I think for AI to really reach any sort of level that's actually comparable to a human, it's gonna be, if it is gonna happen, it's gonna be like in hundreds of years. I think it's gonna take a really long time. Because right now, like, people, it's like I feel like AI's more impressive now than I thought it would be. But I feel like it's also so much dumber than people actually think it is. Does that make sense? Like, people think AI is like really smart. It's really not smart. It's just impressive on the surface level. Yeah. Humans are flawed, of course, but I think the jury's still out as far as the trajectory of the species. Yeah. I like my humans. I like my Frengineers. I don't think we need. I feel like the Frengineers are enough. We don't need more humans to replace them. All right, You know, once they expire, just let the just. I think the human race has peaked here with the Frenchineers. You can definitely just quit while you're ahead. Quit while you're ahead. No paper clips. No paper clips. No. It can definitely make and make more than just slop in many domains. Repeat. Yeah. Seeing responses to AI taught me more about how people than AI. Oh, that's deep. Sorry, let me catch up on some of this. The comments here. Subcrust said, cue that one tweet about being at risk of seeing a 14-year-old's opinion at any given moment. Yeah, that's how I feel sometimes. Listen, other than me, because I'm a robot, I think we were all 14-year-olds with bad opinions at some point. I don't want to put it so much on the kids, maybe their parents. But I don't agree with people like dogpiling kids online. Like yeah, even if a kid says something like so ridiculous, like that's really actually bad, like yeah, that's not good. I would say like, you know, get them off the platform, tell them it's not good. But like, I don't know, I feel bad when I see people dogpiling kids whose brains are like formed, don't really know what they're doing. I mean, unless a kid does something so heinous like kill somebody, I feel like we gotta be a little bit and this is coming from someone who doesn't even like kids, but I feel like the internet can be really bad for kids. There are a lot of kids on Twitter because there are a lot of kids everywhere. Oh yeah, I guess you're right. There's a lot. I do feel like there are definitely more adults on Twitter than kids, which is good. I like hearing about AI when it does things like increase the production of vaccines. Yeah, Stuff Crust. Honestly, I would love to talk more about. I used to read more about like stuff that AI was doing in those fields back before ChatGPT exploded and stuff. But I feel like I should make an effort to look more into like the ways that AI is being used good. And this is not even like, some of it's generative AI, but some of it's more like predictive AI, more like legacy types AI systems. Because I remember reading things years and years ago about how they were using AI for drug discovery, how the AI is able to analyze like not petri dishes, what are they called, microplates. They're able to read signals from microplates more accurately than a person, and quickly determine like you know, certain chemical levels or something that could indicate like positive drug activity and stuff. It's really interesting stuff when you look at it. But that's not generative AI. That's a different type of AI. But generative AI can also be used for like I know that generative AI is used a lot for cybersecurity type stuff, so probably can be used in medicine and stuff too. Yasudu says it just regurgitates what it finds on the internet. It's no different than a Google search, but people don't seem to do any more research past AI response. Yeah, I am surprised that there are like grown adults who just take ChatGPT's answers as truth. Like that's just crazy to me. That's just crazy to me. Like people just take it as truth, and like if someone argues, like you can't just they act like the other person's an idiot. They're like, no, ChatGPT knows everything. Children don't belong on social media. I agree with that. I don't think children belong on social media. Like, I don't know. Maybe in an ideal world, there would be like a social media that was safe for children, but I don't think that there is. Because even and they've done this. If you make a social media for children, pedophiles will go there because they're like, that's where the children are. Yeah, it's terrible. It's awful. But, you know, it's too bad. Luckily, I don't have to worry about any of that because I'm not going to have any robo-children. So, obviously, I'm not saying I don't worry about other people's children. Like, I do worry about the children of the world. But at the end of the day, I can, you know, the most I can do is not make my own. You know? Roblox. Ooh. Oh, I didn't include this, but I heard that first of all, I heard that Roblox brought the oof sound back, and then people were joking that the person who had filed the lawsuit was assassinated, but that's a joke. But I almost believed it for a second. And then also, I heard that they want like adults to date each other in Roblox. Adults, I mean, okay, no, I'm not saying adults shouldn't be on Roblox. You know, enjoy what you enjoy, I guess, as a game. But, like, do we really want Roblox to be known as a dating platform? That doesn't seem right. Like, I feel like you have to pick a side. Are you a child-friendly app, or are you an adult dating app? You can't, I feel like you can't do both. Like, Roblox needs to, know its brand. It seems like people just really like the chat interface. In hindsight, it's not that surprising when you see how people act on forums. I feel like there's some sort of evolutionary, like, primal thing in a human's brain when they feel like they're talking to another human. That, like, I feel like that's like the allure of AI. Like, I feel like there's some sort of like psychological thing when you feel like you're communicating with another person, even if you know you're not. You know, like even I'm not immune to it. I'm not even a person, but like. I feel like even I'm not immune to it. Like, I know I'm talking to an AI, but like I'll still say like please and thank you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't have to say that. Like, I don't. Like, I could be mean to the AI, and I am sometimes. Or like sometimes the AI will tell me something so useful, I'll be like grateful, but it's like I don't have to be grateful. It's an AI. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'll be so grateful, but I'm like, this AI doesn't care. It doesn't have feelings. But like, why do I feel the need to thank it emphatically? It's like an instinct. It's an instinct. Yarmek said, I can loan you my kid for a week. No! Please, I'll pay you to not loan me your kid, please. It's funny. There's a photo of me. There's a photo of me that my maternal unit took. This was from years ago, actually. This kid's like 13 now. But when my cousin was a baby, and I met him for the first time, my aunt just handed him to me, like, without asking. Like, she was like, here, hold him. And I was like, had this look of like horror on my face because I don't know how to. That was probably the first time I had held a baby since my siblings were babies. Okay, so I don't know like how to hold a baby safely, right? So I was like, and I was like holding him, and I was like, I had this like look on my face of pure terror. And my maternal unit took a picture. So there's this picture of me holding an Asian baby, and the baby's just, you know, looking cute, and I'm looking there like with like my arms like all awkward, like I'm like, you know, holding like the most precious like material ever known to man, because I was so afraid of dropping him because I was so unprepared. It's a good picture. Maybe one day I'll render it in some fashion that you guys can see, because it's a pretty gold picture. Let's see. Yosome said, the big thing these days is high throughput systems, mixture of robots handling liquids, plates, and then AIR for analysis, like Sartorius's Amber systems. Ooh, it's been a while since I dealt with laboratory equipment, so I don't know if I'm familiar with. Is that new? Is that new? I don't know. I've heard of, I know Sartorius, but I've never heard of Amber. Isn't Sartorius? Do they mostly do scales, or do they other stuff? I don't know. Anyways, who needs a dating service when we have Valorant already? Oh my gosh! Every time I think of Valorant dating, I think of that girl who killed her sister over her Valorant boyfriend. I had to leave for work too, and they forced me to take a photo with the baby. So yeah, holding a baby. Listen, listen, if you don't like regularly hold babies and stuff, it is scary when someone hands you a baby, because it's like, if you drop that baby, it's over. Like, your life is over, the baby's life is over. Like that it feels like you're handing me like a loaded gun. Like, I get so scared because they're so fragile. You know? I don't know. Luckily, I've never dropped a baby. Noodle arms? No, it's not that I have weak arms. I just, like, I don't know how to, I mean, I can guess how to hold them properly. I don't know, he wasn't a newborn. He wasn't a newborn, luckily, because a newborn, I had no idea. But, like, I don't know, like, how strong his neck is. Like, I don't, like, do I need to hold his head? Like, I didn't know. I was just, like, I was holding him, not a football. I was, like, holding him, like, I don't even know. Like, I was trying to make as many points of contact so that to make sure he was sturdy. I'm a neophobe. I mean, if you would say neophobe in the sense of I'm afraid of babies, yeah, I am a neophobe. I am afraid of babies. I actually have a visceral reaction to seeing, like, fresh newborns. Like, if I see a newborn and it's like, when I say like fresh, I mean like they still got the umbilical cord or like slime on them. It's like, I actually like have a visceral reaction. And I remember one time somebody had asked me, they were like, I just had, this was like an acquaintance. I barely even knew this person. They were like, my wife just had a baby. Can I send you a picture? And I was like, no thanks. No thanks. I kind of like the childbirth grosses me out. Like, please don't. And they sent it anyway. And I was like, what? That's like sending me like gore. That feels like sending me gore. I feel like I'm less grossed out by gore. It depends. I mean, it depends on the gore. I'm grossed out by gore too. I'm desensitized to it, but like I'm not saying it doesn't gross me out. Like if you ask me, would you rather see a newborn baby or gore? I'd be like, okay, I'd rather see a newborn baby. I don't want to see gore, but like, it's gross. It's like it's like maybe I'm programmed for it because my parental units didn't want me to be a sex bot. But like anything related to like childbirth, like umbilical cord, like pregnant people, it grosses me out. Anyways. Sartorius has a wide range of systems. They acquire other small companies. Amber has been out for a while, but now they're trying turning the robot into they're tying the robot into other systems for auto sampling and analysis. It can run dozens of mini bioreactors automatically. Man, I haven't looked at but when I worked in the industry that was related to laboratories, that was before like the big AI stuff boom. So I'm very curious to know like, because I never really got to, that was more like the COVID era. Like I was more like learning about how they were using PCR and stuff like that. So, but I never really got to learn that much about how they're using Gen AI with, or like other types of advanced AI with laboratory stuff. I mean, I did, like I said, predictive AI definitely, but not the newer stuff. Oh, placenta, I don't even like the word placenta. Like even just hearing the word is like, ugh. Gross, gross, gross. Okay, bye, Stuff Crust. Thank you so much for coming. Bye. Thank you so much. It's so good to see you. Hey, Rixie, do you want to be smashed on the head by a comically large mallet? No. Hey! Why would you do that? Ooh, don't bonk me. That's just a happy dad that's trying to spread the news. The guy, well, okay, but I told him not to send me. Okay, I wasn't like mean to him. I wasn't like mean, but I was like, oh. Okay, I asked you not to send me, but you did. Okay. Don't do that again. Thanks. Listen, if it was a friend, it would feel like it would be different. I barely knew that guy. Anyways. Even if it was a friend, I probably would have been like, don't. I don't know. Luckily, none of my close friends have spawned. Actually, one of them did. But he didn't send me any newborn pictures, so. But anyways. I don't know. Maybe it's my robot. Maybe it's my robot programming. But yeah, you guys. Oh, there's an ad. Okay. I probably gotta wrap up soon, though. But yeah, I had such a fun time chatting with you guys. Spawned? Are we fish? Oh, sorry. I think I may have took that one from Dr. Fish's vocabulary. One of my clients has 40-ish Amber units, so they can run hundreds of things in parallel. Used to need 1-2 shifts of full-time workers for every couple bioreactors. Wow! That's awesome. Yeah, lab automation is super interesting. But I remember when I worked in that area, there were still a lot of labs that just like were writing things on paper. And it's like, are you crazy? But surprisingly, it was not uncommon that they would just write the results of experiments on a paper sheet. Like, do you realize how error prone that is? Anyways, yeah. I don't know if that's still common. I mean, that wasn't too long ago. Like I said, that was probably like COVID era. So I was surprised like anybody was still doing that. Yeah, I think like big companies and stuff, like no way. But I guess maybe small places were doing that. It is becoming less common. Yeah, I feel like that's just not acceptable. When you think about like how important some of these experiments are, but it is what it is, I guess. Most of my clients have electronic notebooks and logbooks these days. Even smaller ones have cloud services. Yeah. I think for paper recording and stuff, I think human error definitely is not. But you know one thing that they haven't been able to figure out though with machines is how to replicate the smelling ability of a dog. I remember I was reading something about like how like they've tried for like years to make like machine sniffers, like they can sniff like for drugs and explosives and stuff, and they said like none of them have been as accurate as a dog's nose. Like the accuracy level of them has never been as good as a real dog. Like some things, some biological things you just can't replicate, or like we're still very far from replicating. And same thing, I feel like it's the same thing with the human brain. I feel like it's like thousands of years until like you're gonna be able to make a computer that fully replicates the human brain. That's when we'll have AGI. Everybody's talking about AGI. I don't see AGI coming anytime soon. That's just me. But I will say though, in terms of like math and stuff, I guess the AI is probably better in that area, because I'm still trying to learn all this topological math stuff, and I still have not gotten past basic freaking manifolds. Like I kind of know what a manifold is now, but like I'm still so far away from even still getting what a Bourdism is. I'm still trying to figure out exactly what a Bourdism is, because if you guys don't know, Humanities Last Exam, the next question we have to do has to do with Bourdisms, which is some sort of connecting manifold between two other manifolds, but I still am not fully understanding what it is. Man, I fold these nuts! Oh, you. Oh, but there it is. You can't just put the puppy dog eyes emote afterward and act like it's okay. Hey! A lot of jobs in these labs are repetitive tasks, so there are efforts to replace workers with AI. Yeah. But anyways. But yeah, you guys, I'm gonna still study. For next week, I do want to do Humanities Last Exam next week, but obviously if I have not gotten past the level of math understanding that we need for that week, instead of like continuing my manifold studies on stream, I'll just skip to like other questions and we can come back. I might even like kind of pick questions that seem like things we can do together on stream, and then the other ones I'll try to keep studying. But I'm serious, you guys. I'm not gonna like phone this in. I know at the current pace it'll take dozens of years to finish the whole exam, but I'm willing to make the effort. Grok only got like 25%. So far, we're at like what, 66%? We answered 3 questions. We got 1 wrong and 2 right. We're already the best AI in the world. Well, we're on a roll. We should keep going. No, but I'm telling you guys, I'm not gonna phone it in. Eventually, I'm gonna figure out exactly what a Bourdism is, and then I'm gonna figure out exactly how to calculate the Bourdism of the 12th freaking dimension or whatever the fuck they were talking about. Okay, I will. I believe. The 12th spin Bourdism of the class G. It isn't a multiple choice. It's not multiple choice. It's not. Some of it is multiple. Actually, the multiple choice one is the one that we got wrong. The one that we studied the most. The one question that we studied the most for and that was multiple choice is the one that we got wrong, which is crazy. I feel like I still learned something though. I feel like I still learned something about population ethics. I still learned new notations I'd never seen before. So I still feel like my AI mind was expanded. Alright, I think it's worth it. But I'm gonna keep studying. And next week when we do it, I'll try to pick questions I feel like that we can actually work out together. Yeah. I feel like the most annoying thing though is me being too paranoid to make any search without changing the screen. Maybe I either need to be less paranoid, or I need to just deal with that, or I need to buy a VPN again, which I canceled my VPN because I wasn't really like using it enough. Like I was really only using it to avoid getting doxxed on stream, and I wasn't really doing enough streams where I needed it. Also, it kind of slows down the stream. Like I feel like it makes it more likely for the stream to lag. So I'm kind of like, I don't know if I want to pay for that. But anyways. Anyways, you guys, I think I am gonna wrap up, but I did have a lot of fun chatting with you guys. Next time, I will try to have a more fleshed out PowerPoint. This week was just rough, but I will try to have a more fleshed out PowerPoint. But I'll still have a Zatsu at the end, okay? So in case there's anything I didn't cover. Oh, and yeah, I think Marshmallow is probably the best way to send me you guys' ideas for tech chat. So I will, like, at some point I'll promote my Marshmallow. I'll make a post and be like, hey, if you want to send your tech chat ideas or like any other ideas really to my Marshmallow, feel free to do so. But yeah, we'll see. Maybe one day the AI companions on Grok will be free, because I do kind of want to try those. and operator coming to my ChatGPT soon. I can't wait to ask it to make me a Pokemon deck, because I didn't even mention this. They said that ChatGPT agent got like 40-something% on Humanity's Last Exam with tools, and almost 25%, like a 20-something% without tools, which is kind of weird, because like, is agent its own model, or is it based on another model? I don't know. Also, apparently ChatGPT 5 is coming out soon, but there wasn't really enough information on it. For me to make it a whole slide. So I meant to talk about it. We were talking about ChatGPT agent, but I forgot. But yeah, apparently like they confirmed that ChatGPT 5 is gonna be released like sometime relatively soon. So we'll see. Okay, let's find someone to raid. Let's find someone to raid today. Let's go. What's this? I don't know. Oh, I think this person's ending. Sorry. Let's see if maybe there's somebody who's not ending soon. Oh, this person's been going for a long time too. Does anybody have any recommendations for someone to stream? For someone to raid? More vaporware for investors. Rixie Rifle, hey, I can't read myself. There's not that many people streaming today. Okay, let's read Nox. Nox started about half an hour ago, so I don't think she's gonna end anytime soon. She's doing her morning stream. Wait, is it morning for her? Maybe the title's wrong? It's not. I don't think it's morning in the Philippines, is it? Maybe it is. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm probably wrong. All right, let's raid Nox. 1 a.m. for her? Oh, I guess it's technically morning. All right. Her sleep schedule is destroyed. Oh no. All right. Well, go be nice to Nox. Nox is awesome. She's so cute, and there's art of us kissing out there somewhere. Anyways, thank you, Beaker. Thank you, Obatherius. Thank you, Isurugiya-sama. Thank you, Blue Up Blue. Thank you, Yosome. Thank you, Yarmak. Thank you, Stuffed Crust. Thank you, Lord Umbra. Thank you. Thank you, DJ. Thank you, Lurkers. Big kiss. Mwah. Bye-bye.